Let's go, turn that shit up, man.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Keepin' It 100.
Chicago's trading up.
100.
Yes! What? Here it is! Just reported.
There's no competition.
Keepin' It 100.
The people drop
I know we need to run the ball more. I'm not an idiot.
Keepin' It 100.
Keeping it 100.
Open competition.
Keeping it 100.
The smartest man.
My Chicago Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State.
Guess who's back? The two dudes that kept it real. The dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man and Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keeping it 100, never running east or west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the freaking anchor, moving forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shayne's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shayne got some haters. But now they're moused up like the true and now and laters. Debaters, frauds get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sacks trolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they'll never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Shayne. 100's what we do when we're breaking down the Bears. Fuck a play or a captain, all of the unfair. The tape never lies, the truth you see. We laugh, we analyze, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a sad nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like Max Sack. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man and Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun day. We're back better than ever and we keeping it 100.
Keepin' It 100, baby. Keepin' It 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest
Keeping it
man.
100. Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Keepin' It 100, baby.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keepin' It 100, baby.
Draft Dr.
Keepin' It 100.
Keeping it 100.
Money Man Marsaw. And the guard. Draft Claudio.
You're watching Larry Bourne, offensive tackle for the Chicago Bears, and you're keeping it 100. My boys Phil and Shayne. Dig.
Yeah.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
The following show is for mature audiences only. Tri-City Sports.
The tape never lies.
Covered the Cubs for years. So the same probably feeling for you when they finally got over that freaking giant, enormous hurdle. For me, this has felt like 180 years of just, joked on and pissed on and embarrassed. And the North and even Detroit fans who've been rebuilding since 1952 are talking shit. But here we are. As Adam Rank said,
What the fuck? Listen.
Dallas probably with the best quarterback in the division right now because Aaron's about to be bounced. He's bouncing. No doubt about it. He's bouncing. What does that say, Mark? Matt Nagy's turning the ship around?
Yeah, I think it falls in the category just because you haven't gotten it right since Sid Luckman doesn't mean you stop trying. And just because that they had a recent failure in Mitchell Trubisky, a dramatic draft pick, the whole thing, all that stuff, and then it doesn't work, it doesn't mean you stop trying. And that's kind of what this is category because I didn't think it was going to happen. I did not think quarterback in the first round. So
history is showing you.
Yeah. I mean, you still got to get him. You still got to try, even though it feels ridiculous after a while with all the quarterbacks that haven't worked out for the Bears. And now you have the other big part is you have people to build around now. You know what I mean? You have an identity.
Just run. It'll help you figure out what you do.
The 19-yard penalty. Here's Montgomery. Cuts back.
What the hell is going on?
Montgomery on the delay. And Montgomery across midfield.
You know, and nobody knows how these guys. I can't wait to see him on the field, but there's an identity. There's a quarterback around whom you can build. There's an offensive lineman around whom you can build, or a lineman. I mean, because there's some competent guys on that Bears offensive line. You can build around that and make it your identity. So that's now's the fun part. Now's the fun part to have them build around their focus and their identity on offense. You guys remember last year's draft? I remember being pretty astounded, and a lot of people on Bears Twitter being pretty surprised as the rounds went on that the Bears waited until the 7th round to take offensive linemen, period.
No, Leno is gone. Thank God. Oh, God, Leno is gone.
And they grabbed Latavius Simmons and Arlington Hambright. And also, while we're at it, last year we all had assumed too. I don't know if you guys did, but I'll point the thumb that I assumed that somewhere in the draft last year the Bears were going to grab a quarterback.
What are you people on dope?
Yes,
as well.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
We were pounding the table for to take Jalen Hurts in the second round.
Second round.
And so like
second round.
kind of like this was sort of like in a way, the make good draft for what they didn't do last year. And you ended up getting a couple of good players in Jalen Johnson and Cole Kmet and Darnell Mooney, but still they took a risk that they lost on in terms of offensive line last year with how disorganized their O-line was for about 9 games last year.
I gotta get organized. I should get one of those signs that says one of these days I'm gonna get organized.
Until they reconfigured things and started to figure it out.
You already have the talent. It's now, what's your description of yourself? How you would describe yourself on the football field? Like, how would you describe yourself? And what is the one thing that you really think is something that you got to improve on?
How I would describe myself on the football field? Man, I'm a big, athletic body that can move people off the line of scrimmage with a nasty demeanor. I mean, that's what it is. I like finishing people.
Uppercut, and Marvis is hurt.
People being able to just create that running lane, and that's my biggest thing. I'm a big athletic body that can move people off the line.
Now, what's your biggest weakness in your mind that you got to improve on?
Biggest weakness in my mind. My hands can maybe get wide in pass pro a little bit. That's one thing I really just need to tighten up. Not letting people get in my chest. And in the run game, maybe some stuff, a little technique stuff here and there.
Look at you. Talk about your mom, because I know your mom has a lot of influence in your story.
Right.
In your football story. What does she mean to you and how you went on to play college ball?
Man, she means everything to me. I've watched her since I was young, work 7 days a week in a restaurant. I mean, for 20 some odd years, she's taught me everything that I learned about working hard, doing more than she opened in the morning. So it was like she was there 6 o'clock in the morning before everyone, making coffee. It's crazy just to think about and look back on, like, man, like she was really doing it. And she just taught me everything I learned, really. And through the whole process, she took me to every camp, every school to do a visit. It was literally her by herself. And I mean, to be able to have this moment, it's crazy.
Breaking news. The tape never lies. Network breaking news.
just into the TTNL Network studios, Phil. You know how we roll here. We like to add guests that maybe aren't on the docket, and
this is a surprise.
You guys better buckle up because, believe it or not, Charles Leno is in the green room. So we're going to add him here.
Kidding me. Oh, there he is.
Don't know where I'm but this you'll say.
Listen, I don't know what you guys are doing, man. Listen, I'm not going yet. I'm not going. I'm right here. All right, I'm right here till June 1st. I'm just not that bad. I mean, I'm not that bad, all right? Listen, I'm just...
I give this invitation a B+.
All right, listen, guys. Listen, I just want to say thank you to all you guys for all the support and the criticism. It made me a better person, a better player, and you know, I'm gonna be good, and you're gonna regret when I leave.
You earn, you do not earn. The tape never lies, is honestly kind. Using your nurse stats, don't know offensive line.
We don't deal with that bullshit. Not here, not now, not on a
TTNL. Don't deal with nonsense, not Phil and Shayne. The tape.
Leno is gone. Get him out of here. Goodbye, Leno. Finally, accountability's there. All the blog boys are crying. The Leno cult, the cult of Leno.
He's practically average in every way.
Get those nerds!
He's practically average. That's what nerds say.
They don't know what to do. Go with Mike North. Sell some hot dogs. That's what you do. Because you know what we do? We want to win. Fans want to win. And Ryan Pace, say what you want. You did a 180. There's no other way to say it. Shayne lifted the fucking ban on Sunday. He's like, you know what? What was it? Saturday. The ban has been lifted because the Pace, the Bears, and the organization finally showed us that winning, it all starts up front. And it starts with the quarterback, obviously.
Yo, this is Claudio the Barber, and this is Shy City Sports, Keepin It 100. The schedule is out, and guess what? We got another first week win against Stafford coming our way. So we got another great show for you tonight. We got former Bears defensive tackle Chris Zorich is coming on the show. And then we got the man, the cat man from ESPN 1000 and NBC Sports, friend of the show, David Kaplan. So let's bring on the boys. Shayne, just a dude from New York, Marsaw. What's up, bro?
What's up, Claude?
Dr. Phil. What's going on?
Oh, here we go. Let's switch.
Dude, I'm fired
Here
up
we
for
go.
this season.
Keeping it 100. We're back, baby. Leno is gone.
Oh, God.
Give me
Don't
a tackle
piss
or
people
give
off,
them
Phil. I mean, I'm from New York. So I know I'm a fucking outsider. That's what people say.
Yeah,
people want to say.
You don't know the Bears. How do you know the Bears? You're from New York.
So that's why I say take the Bears and shove it right up your fucking ass. That's what I have to say.
I don't know what Jackle's doing. he pops on like a fucking what's that? Fucking Friday the 13th. All of a sudden he's in the fucking window. See? Listen, we got a lot of things to clear up first. First of all, I want to say what up to all 100 crew and wish every one of your wives a happy Mother's Day for putting up with your asses, watching this show every Wednesday and becoming patrons as well. You know, I hope you took care of your ladies or your gents, whatever you do. I don't judge nobody. I always have rules. I only have a few rules in my house. My rules are this: fuck the Packers, cut Leno. They did it finally, and don't be a fucking racist bigot. Politics isn't racist. Those are two different things. I don't give a fuck who you vote for. Go do whatever. Have whatever. But don't be an ignorant fucking punk ass bitch. That's it. Just don't do that. And we already see these types of people. We already see the truth. The truth. This is what this network is. I don't do this. Shayne, put up that. I wanted to address this bullshit ass. I'm an analyst because this is an analyst. An analyst, hold on one second. Put it down for a second. Analyst takes the tape or watches the game, as BHL will be back as we talk about the schedule tonight. And we got Chris Zorich and the Catman. But I want to explain something to the millennials and newbies and whoever. An analyst takes the tape, puts his name out there to it, and says, this is what I believe to be true, and I show you why. That's why there's 1,020 people watching the show live and one view for your shit, bullshit-ass racist network or your sunglass-wearing, penguin-ass, fat-ass self. Don't step to the – you want to come on the big-time show and talk shit to my face? Do it. Because I don't have anywhere to hide. Everybody has an invite. But I got to clear this up. I don't care if you don't like it. This is how you hold people accountable, including yourself. I put my name to it. Shayne puts his name to it. I don't give a fuck if you're from Hawaii, the Dominican Republic, or Gustavo in the Philippines. He's still a fucking Bear fan to the core. I don't judge where he's from. Doesn't give. I'm from Chicago. I love them more. Shut the fuck up. That's ridiculous. That's the dumbest shit ever. It ain't where you're from. It's where you're going. Always. And don't ever disrespect anybody based on their fandom. You could fan however you want. We just have a rule here. We're trying to get away from 85. Duh, Bears. And that shot, if you look at the history of duh, Bears, it's a shot at Polish people in Chicago. It's taking a shot of ignorance at them. It makes them look dumb. Duh, Bear. It was a joke. We're trying to get past that. So go the Bears. Just like we got a new quarterback from the Ohio State University, now the Chicago Bears. So I'm mushing all of my thoughts into one ball of anger, fire, and passion. Because that's how I live my life, passionately. Last point. Analyst to this. This is somebody that's a fraud. This is blog. This is where they could write whatever they want on Tuesday and change it next week. And no one cares except this network. So look, he's taking a shot. Where's the other one? Oh, collaboration. I guess all of you taking shots at their collaboration. He says, well, what happened now? We got Justin Fields. Here's the reality down below of what he was saying in December, the Bears blog. I would take the shot on Trey Lance before Fields. I put this on my story because I get so tired of no accountability. I get held accountable. I mess up. I'll fucking own my shit. Fields is going to bury. Got to yell it. This is what I would do in my locker room, right, Claudio? I would. Yeah. Fields is going to bury a franchise. I think he stinks. What's he saying today? The fucking opposite, talking down to you. That's the fucking reality. That's the reality. Don't flip-flop. Everyone has a right to change their mind. You're a fan. You have it. Don't get it twisted when you're typing your little fucking narrative to me in the comments. Don't get it twisted. But I had to get this off my chest because it's people like that go and talk down to the fans. When you guys get it twisted that Shayne and I are talking down to anybody, we're actually confronting. We're actually making Hallis Hall change. It's documented. They listen. They watch. Patron 222. What up? They've done shit that we've said here. You, as a fan, know that. You haters hate it. So when I release my Justin Fields analysis and tape breakdown, I don't say, well, you know what? I had Justin Fields over Mac Jones the whole time. Never, ever will come out of my mouth. Ever. Because I stand by my truth and my assessment. That's what an analyst does. Matt Miller's on ESPN making millions doing this same shit. Flip-flopping. I'm listening to Greeny today on ESPN, Shayne. I had to call Shayne. I'm like, this motherfucker's making millions of dollars, and he's talking about Justin Fields will get hurt. He'll get hurt if he starts opening day because Aaron Donald will crush him and break him. What kind of analysis is this? What are we doing in this world today? Whatever happens, Aaron Donald ain't hurting your quarterback because he's a rookie. That ain't happening. Aaron Donald could hurt your quarterback because they're playing football. Don't get that shit. That's $1 million analysis. This is the world we live in. That's why we ask you in my rant to go tell people where we're at. Because I hold people accountable like PFF Brad and all of these other scummy guys that you want to know who's singing? That's me singing Practically Average because it's so sarcastic. He's practically average in every way. That's what the nerds say. Come on. Let's get this reality. Everybody switches to what Phil and Shayne say. Me and Shayne don't agree on everything, and we'll fucking debate here on the show. I don't get my panties in a bunch tomorrow if Cars is upset. We've let go of people because they didn't have the gumption to understand debate is healthy. But lying to your fans in analysis is not. So your analysis of this player should never change. And mine didn't. I had Justin Fields as my third best quarterback in this draft. Does that mean he's going to be the worst? No, I don't. Football's going to tell us. But that kind of stuff, thank you, Shayne, for snatching that. And you could see, I think we have another tweet, if someone could get that. The Block Boys getting me fired up tonight because here you are killing that kid. He's going to destroy a franchise. And then today you're talking to come on the show, Mr. Hughes. Come on the show. Let's talk football. This is the guy that told me there's no such thing as check with me at the line. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
There's no such thing as check with me at the line. Oh, my God.
This will make you feel better.
Breaking news. The tape never lies. Network breaking news.
So into the TTNL news desk, Philip Atoshin. We have some quarterback news in our division as Blake Bortles has signed in Green Bay to bring some quarterback stability. And why is that important? Because Green Bay has finally figured it out because they have added another playoff quarterback to their roster that has the same amount of quarterback wins in the playoffs since 2017. So they're adding some depth to that quarterback depth chart up in Green Bay.
That is a very, very true statement. But see how in Shayne's fun joke there, we all know, keeping it 100, this show is, you see how a stat can be manipulated?
Exactly.
That's it. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you do it. And that's how these fuckers are getting their clicks. Listen, you as a fan, you want to see this writer person. Like, I would love to have Wiederer come on here too, because I want to confront him on some of the issues I see him sabotaging and playing with the fans. Of course, that's what this show is about. See the title, Keeping It 100 over there? It's hard to do that. It's so opposite. There you go, Claude. Right there, Keeping It 100. I had to get those things in my rant off my chest because when Ryan Cox, #SpencerStrong, sends me this tweet of Jeff Hughes, a.k.a. the Bears blog, And he's flip-flopping from a stance that he took to be conveniently superior to everybody else. That's what I am. And then you have trolls that think that that's what we're doing here or that I'm doing here. And that ain't the case whatsoever. So did I clear up the Bears thing clear enough?
Yeah.
The Polish shots, the ignorance that it makes you look dumb. It was a Saturday Night Live bit.
I didn't know that about the Polish.
Exactly. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah.
That was
Makes
what
it
it
even
means.
worse.
Yeah,
Makes
Phil,
it even worse, yeah.
we had a back and forth because somebody was very upset. Actually, Pinnacle girl from our patronage got all fired up like she's been fired up for the last fucking month and a half. On
I don't know what's up
our
with
Patreon, but whatever. I don't give a fuck if you're paying our patronage or not. It doesn't mean that I'm just gonna let shit.
No, I don't give two.
Settle. I'll give you your fucking $7 back, and
I don't.
You can bounce that ass out of here or duh ass, whatever you want to say. But it's just listen. It's everybody is so fixated on this fucking. It's great. You can fan. I saw Chubbs in there. Yes, you can fan however you want, but you got to get out of this goddamn rut of looking at the Bears and saying, restore the roar. Make Mike Ditka the team president and bring back Mike Singletary to be the head coach to restore the pride of the monsters of the Midway. Guess what about 85? They won a fucking Super Bowl. They should have won more, and they fucking underachieved every fucking year after that. They should have won more. Move fucking past that. That's why we're saying the new era Bears. Be
Bear
fucking
down.
Better. Exactly.
Let's
Bear
go
down.
Bears.
Bear down, exactly.
Go Bears. That just I
Get
never
past
say.
the fucking Bears are built around an off-the-ball linebacker. That is so. We're in 2021, and that's exact. We've never had a 4,000-yard passer. Never had a quarterback that's thrown for 30 touchdowns. And we're worried, oh, we can't trade this guy. He's a fucking middle linebacker. And we're the Bears. Get the fuck out of here. Stop with that nonsense. It's embarrassing.
Embarrassing. Just like the condescension of collaboration was. We don't take it back. That presser was what it was. You can't now have some asshole standing on some fucking soapbox telling you, well, what are you saying now? What are you saying now? You were the one telling people this fucking quarterback will ruin a franchise. You're trying to fucking erase that? Sorry.
Well, you
Sorry.
Phil, you see it a lot now
what
too.
What
did we hear so often leading up to the draft? You know, the Bears are at number 20. There's no way.
Remember, everyone was telling us. I forgot about it. Who was the ones telling you we were getting a draft? We were going to draft a quarterback. Who was telling you that? This network. No one else. Every fucking thing. Everything. Fucking Cars the night before did the same move. Every 100 crew that goes out of their way. I said, you DM me something positive, I'm sharing it on my story. Because people think I'm blowing smoke. No fucking way.
This is exactly, Andy, I don't give a fuck how you felt when you were a kid in 1985.
Exactly.
I don't.
I felt the same way. I was
from New York. It doesn't,
in fact, it could be even superior because you know what? In all conceptual of this, Andy, I didn't have camouflage with every Bears fan that walked down the street. I was the one Bears fan in my fucking hood. So every time they lost, I had the tears in my eyes. I had the dirt bombs thrown at me from behind. I had the snowballs. I had what happened to the Bears. You know, right. I live with that. So my life is harder than yours. That's not how this works. I've never done that in my life.
Right.
I never even told you that.
That was another one of the thing that Pinnacle Girl, when she said to me, you know,
that's the worst take.
Calling me an outsider, so I don't know. And because we were talking about the Bears potentially moving to Arlington Heights, and she took offense to that because, you know, you're not from here, so you don't know. And I'm a season ticket holder and all of this nonsense. She's like, that's how we do it in Chi-Town. Well, guess what, Pinnacle Girl? Nobody from Chicago calls it Chi-Town. Sorry to burst your fucking bubble. So The fuck out of here.
I don't even care if they do call it Chi-Town.
Me either,
Who
but I'm
the
just
fuck
saying,
cares? You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
give a shit. What we want, we have people from all over the world that are Bears fans.
And all over the world listening to this show specifically. We had our guy, what's his name, from Germany reach out to us today in our Keeping It 100. So, God, I wish I remembered his name.
Detlef Link.
Thank you, Claudio. Producing.
Dude, it's a fucking
Detlef. Remember
should be a football.
Detlef
That's a football name right there.
Detlef Shrimp from the
Pacers.
Seattle Seahawks. Look at that. Yes, he was. Wasn't
long.
Not Seahawks, Supersonics.
Cool. You forgot another rule in your house. You
What?
cannot schedule birthday parties on football Sundays, right?
We're gonna
That's
get
a
this
rule
tonight.
Oh, we're gonna get to that. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go over these rules.
You
After.
can't have babies during the season either, Zach Pearson.
Yes, that's not allowed.
If it's out of your control with the babies, don't have your fucking baby shower 12 o'clock on a Sunday when the Bears are like. Look at your schedule. Have communication with your wife. Fucking Tooch is at Marvel movies while we're watching football. So the reality is, we're gonna get into these rules because they're so important. But you don't get married in the fall, and if you do, it's on a Saturday. That's your rule with your wife.
Dude, I was invited to a wedding.
Significant other.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't go to a wedding because it was on a Sunday and the Bears were playing. I didn't go.
Before we get into our guest, I gotta say this true story. True story. Everybody here is old enough to remember this game. Stephanie, my wife, my beautiful wife, we have a wedding on a Sunday. I go, who the fuck has a wedding on the Sunday? Bears Steelers, the game where Tariq Cohen had the walk-off, but the ref called him out of bounds with such bullshit. I'm in the fucking 11th row in the church watching it. NFL Sunday Ticket Max on my iPhone, watching the game through the fucking vows and everything. My wife's like, put it down. I'm like, I have this game. And they won. That's a true story. What else is a true story is my love for our first guest tonight. Now, as a kid growing up in Connecticut, Bears girl, and whoever else has any issue with where you're from, it doesn't measure your fandom where you're from. In fact, it amplifies it. I grew up loving this kid, this guy, this story. This guy went to Notre Dame. I watched the movie Rudy. I still watch the movie Rudy, and I cry at that one part. I can't help it. It always happens. Rudigers, get it? And I get that when he's running on the field. I just do it because I cheer for the underdog. This guy was an underdog. This guy had everything against him, and he fought through it. I'm going to let him tell his story, but we're going to introduce him in the TTNL way. The best way, as you know, always do. He's Chris Zorich.
Chicago Vocational High School. This guy headed to South Bend with a scholarship in hand to suit up for the Fighting Irish, where he became a champion. After college, he didn't have to move very far, as his hometown Chicago Bears made him the 49th overall pick in the 1991 NFL Draft. Bears fans, TTNL fans, get out your seats and give it up for former Chicago Bears defensive lineman. He's Chris.
There he is.
Great intro, man. That's like the best intro ever. That's a great hype, man. Can I hire him?
That's what we do here. That's what Shayne puts the script together, and your boy DDP builds this whole thing. And do you know what beat that is? It's a hip hop beat. Do you know who that was? That was Big Daddy Kane. And you are not probably as big as you wanted to be, as tall, but you played with the biggest heart I ever saw out there. I mean, maybe I'm exaggerating. One of the biggest hearts, to keep it 100, that I ever saw.
I'm good. I just want to know, what the hell were you doing in Connecticut being a Notre Dame fan?
Oh, I'm really not any college. I just enjoy college football in and above itself. I was a Bears fan, but your story, my defensive coordinator in high school was the biggest Notre Dame fan. In fact, his daughters went over there, got a full ride to play softball there.
Nice.
And she became an All-American there, and he loved you. And I used to Notre Dame was on NBC. I mean, you had your own network basically. So we used to watch on Saturday. My father is a high school football coach here in Connecticut, Hall of Fame high school football coach. He's got the stadium named after him. He would watch college football from morning until night. And I know he would love to be on here because he remembers Chris Zorich because of your story of how you grew up, your whole life being a biracial kid in an inner city neighborhood that nobody knew what the fuck you were. So you probably got picked on all the time. I'm paraphrasing your story, right?
No, it was crazy, man. It was crazy.
Talk about that. Let's start there. My story, everybody, all our 100 crew, you could see there's over almost 400 of them live right now that love this show and are so excited to have you on it tonight, include me, because I'm a fan of you. I can't help it. And I know there's a lot more. Shayne is an Alabama fan. He loves college football.
Yeah.
Me, I love every team, but I love you.
I have mad respect for Alabama and Nick Saban.
Oh, yeah. It's
they've done. And I say we as the Notre Dame fans, we wish. Now, in the 40s and 30s, we were there. I mean, we were the Alabama. World War II era. We were on, right? But since then, we kind of dropped off a little bit. But I mean, you cannot take away what Nick Saban has accomplished, and anything you throw at him, BCS, playoff, whatever it is, he finds a way. He finds a way to succeed, which is great. I mean, and that's when you talk about when you measure what a champion is, hopefully it's Super Bowl rings, national championship rings, and then you say, well, who is the best college coach literally ever at this point? And by the way, he just had like the number one recruiting class. So
things ain't changed. It was Bear Bryant in Alabama.
I got much respect for who you cheer for. So.
Yeah, it's been an amazing run, and that's the thing. I know I'm always I got a lot of buddies that are Notre Dame fans, and I said, hey, somebody's got to win the pool in Weed Eater Bowl every year, so it might as well be Notre Dame. I got to bust their balls a little bit.
He's taking shots.
Like 3 minutes.
Just keeping it 100. we got to take our shots.
Acknowledging your love of Alabama and respecting it. And
but Chris, let me ask you about Notre Dame, because Brian Kelly, do you think that he's the right guy to get them to the next level, to get them where they need to be? Because as an outsider, as not a Notre Dame guy, I don't know. I think he's a good coach. I don't think he's the guy that's going to get them where they need to be and where they want to be.
All right, so let me flip it. So I have my own podcast, and by the way, you guys have great graphics. I use StreamYard as well.
Yep.
I haven't perfected the overlay yet, but I do have the ticker that goes across the bottom and stuff like that. So I'm getting to where you guys are.
We're gonna help you. What's the name of your podcast? After
this is really high tech. It's called the Zorich Podcast.
There you go.
Hey, guys, 100 crew, make sure you go. It's on YouTube.
It's everywhere. It's Spotify, Apple, everywhere. It's actually pretty cool because I concentrate on folks from Notre Dame.
Yep.
And the majority are athletes, but we have also business leaders as well. So nice. We're actually going to have tomorrow, we're going to have the former CEO of Sprint. His name is Dan Hesse. So, but
now he's with T-Mobile. What's going on?
The ND pedigree that we have. I'm not sure how many CEOs are from Alabama, but that's just
here we go.
That's right. They're all in the NFL. They can buy the buildings, Chris. They can buy the buildings. They don't need to run them. They'll just buy them.
Wow.
This is great. This is what Keeping It 100 is.
Nice.
If you're just tuning in, we got Chris Zorich, former Notre Dame Golden Domer and Chicago Bear. One of my favorite players, Keeping 100 right there. I just as a kid watching you play, but let's go back real quick. I don't think he answered the Brian Kelly. Do you want to answer that, Chris, or you don't want?
Well, I had your question first, and then I kind of went on the Alabama.
Yeah, you went on the Alabama thing. Answer Coach Kelly. Is he the right guy? Answer his question. Then I'll go back.
For this time, yes. And I say that because I think the true test was in 2012 when Notre Dame played Alabama for the national championship.
Yeah.
And Notre Dame got waxed. And after the game, Brian Kelly basically said, hey, it was men against boys. We realized where we need to be. And he talked about how they needed to be tougher on the offensive defensive line.
Yep.
So they went out and did that.
Oh yeah, in a big way.
We saw last season, so we actually got there, right? Now when Alabama played Notre Dame this year, we realized, outside of offensive defensive linemen, we need some skill positions as well. My bad. So we're going to take a couple years to get some skill positions. And so give us a couple years before we get in that spot again to play Alabama. And in the meantime, y'all will probably have won a couple.
No, I mean, I know I bust on Notre Dame. My cousin growing up is a huge Notre Dame head, big time. So that's where we would always go back and forth. But it's they're just ever present. Like Phil said, I'm born and raised in New York, and you Notre Dame, just like Phil said, they're on NBC. They're there all the time, and to me, they should be content. They should be Alabama. You know what I mean? It's Notre Dame, and that's why I always thought to myself that it's just that there's something there that needs to take them to the next level. But like you said, you do see it, and it's very, very noticeable. When you're playing against Navy and then you're playing against Alabama, there's a big difference in the talent level when you're talking about with the skill positions, and they do have the offensive line factory going on for them. That's for sure. But
here's the issue. It's that, and at the end of the day, we're talking about the admissions requirements for
huge.
And although we had success way back when with folks like me, come from a public school, I was on academic probation my freshman year. It was hard. I mean, I had to buckle down. It was tough.
Me too. First year,
4 years. Went back. I got a law degree. I mean, so the idea that we take, and I don't want to sound arrogant now, we take a special player. Okay. So with that being said, the understanding of what success is, you look at what Jim Harbaugh did at Stanford when he had that run, right? I think the highest his team was ranked was maybe 3 or 4. So it is possible, right? You look at what Fitz is doing at Northwestern, right? He's having some success there. You look at what we were accomplished and what we accomplished, and it's funny because people talk about how, you guys are 11-0. Damn, you guys had a rough season. You guys lost the last 2 games.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, come on, really, 11-0 going into the ACC playoffs. Come on, I mean, so the fact that there are 2 elite teams right now, I want to say Clemson and Alabama. Will Notre Dame get there? Yes, but it's going to take some time because we realized in 2012, hey, we needed offensive defensive linemen. They wound up getting them. It took us a couple years, but we wound up getting there. And by the way, you can literally say that in the last maybe 4 or 5 years, Notre Dame has become offensive line youth, right?
Big time.
I mean, we've had some great offensive linemen, right?
Yep.
So now the question becomes, what's that time frame? When can Brian Kelly get those skill positions? Now it's encouraging because we got a great defensive coordinator now. Came from Cincinnati, Freeman, and we have some other folks that they've rearranged our recruiting department. So now, and not that you guys would want to know this, I know way too much about Notre Dame football, but they now have billboards in various metropolitan cities of players from that area saying, hey, I'm from Atlanta, I chose Notre Dame. Now these are billboards. It's not like on the back of like a cereal
highway sign.
I mean, it literally is exactly. It's on like 80, 90, right?
Right.
It's these huge billboards. So that's a step that Notre Dame hasn't done before. So now they're going to venture again. They were this close.
Yeah.
Well, I say that to be nice. They were this close to competing for the national championship. And so now they're realizing, hey, we need skill players. Let's go out and get them.
Let's go back.
Question. I apologize about that.
It's okay. No. Your love for Notre Dame clearly is there.
No, you have no idea. You got no idea.
I'm learning right now on the job.
I spent 4 years undergrad, 4 years law school, and 3 years working there. So I got like almost 12 years there.
Yeah.
Right.
In South Bend.
It's in your blood. Going back to your blood. Let's start there. Biracial kid. Mom raised you in a tough neighborhood in Chicago. Let's start there. As you started your football journey, what was that like? And as a kid, I remember, watching your story on whatever television as a kid, and it really, resonated with me because I was a Walter Payton fan. That's how I became a Bears fan in Connecticut. That was my idol. Like, he was God to me as a young running back. I wanted to be him. As I got older, my loyalty came to the Bears, and college football was what it was. I had dreamed that Chris Zorich would be a Chicago Bear, and it ended up happening. But your dream was the same. So what was it like growing up in your neighborhood with your mom and you Bears fans? And just talk about that story, man.
So I can kind of sum it up. There was, after my mom passed away, a reporter asked me, this was maybe 5-6 years after my mom passed.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was white, my father was black, never met my father before. And we lived in basically an all-black neighborhood. And the reporter said, hey, did you ever think that your mom, being white, because you didn't have that black role model in the home, do you think she stayed in the black neighborhood to allow you to understand your culture? Now, I never thought about that. He said, I was like, no, you know what? I kind of blew it off.
Right.
Really went home that night and cried and was like, oh my God, Mom, is that what you did? Right? I mean, never thought about that. And really had to kind of spend some time thinking about it.
Right.
And realize that made, exactly. I mean, it was like literally, it was a bullshit question after a game or something like that. And I kind of blew it off, went home, and was like, oh my God, is that what she did? And of course, went to her gravesite and like literally started having a conversation with like, is that what you did? And did you really make those sacrifices? And I say that because she was mugged a lot. She got beat up. People broke into our apartment. And it's kind of a funny joke because we didn't really have shit. So when they broke in, my mom was like, yeah, they probably came in and was like, damn, somebody already hit this place.
Yeah.
We really had one of those old school black and white TVs with like the aluminum foil.
Those little Quasar 13-inch. Yeah, I used to have one in our kitchen growing up.
We had aluminum foil. Yeah. I mean, we had everything in there. And it was funny because my mom bought the TV at a garage sale because it didn't have like an antenna or whatever. So we kind of rigged an antenna up there, but it had one of those old school remotes where you hit went.
Oh yeah.
It was crazy. Anyway, so I say all that to say that it was really challenging growing up in the neighborhood because there weren't a lot of white people. And although the community I grew up in, they were really loving, awesome, wonderful people. I can go the list down. I can make a list of the people who I remember very vividly, their parents. I mean, they were wonderful people.
Right.
There was just a handful of folks who were kind of the bad element. And so I remember having to walk to school different ways because I knew there were gang members in certain areas. Also, there were a lot of drugs as well. And so growing up in that environment, I really didn't know anything else. And so I thought this was normal. And we didn't have any organized sports. We went to our local park, Russell Square Park, on the far southeast side of Chicago. We had fun there. Played basketball, football in the grass, whatever, tackling the grass, touch on the sidewalk. So it wasn't like at the high school, and I wasn't recruited by any high school teams or anything because I'd never played before.
Right.
And it was funny because
she wouldn't let you play, right?
Well, I was going to say that. I went to Chicago Vocational High School because it was a vocational school. So I was going to learn a trade, auto mechanic, sheet metal, something like that, welding, get my mom out of the neighborhood, right? Because it was kind of so rough. So my freshman year, walking through the hallway, and I was kind of a big kid, of same height, about 6'1", maybe 6'1". I'm not sure. Anyway, maybe 6'1". So the high school football coach saw me. His name is John Pataki. Big 300-pound white dude at this all-black high school, Chicago Vocational at the time. And he's like, "What's your name?" I said, "Well, my name's Chris." He's like, "Do you go here?" I said, "Yes." He's like, "Why don't I know you?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You're the biggest kid in the school, and why don't I know you? I'm the football coach." I'm like, "Oh, really?" He said, "Yeah, why don't you come down to the basement?" Because that's where his office was. So go down there. He's like, "I want you to play for me." He gave me a permission slip. Have your parents sign this. Be good to go. Great. Went home that evening. "Hey, Mom, can I play football?" She was like, "Absolutely not. There's no way you're going to play." And I'm like, "Why not?" She's like, "I don't want my little baby getting hurt." Mom, I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "There's no way." So when we went to school the next day, coach was like, "Hey, where's my permission slip?" I was like, she wouldn't let me play. It was like, "What do you mean she's not going to let you play?" And I said the exact same words. She doesn't want her little baby getting hurt. So you can think about what he called me, right? He was like, he just went off. Right? So, but it was cool because I had a lot of friends who were on that freshman team. So I hung out with them. And I was determined to play. So did not play my freshman year. Next year, I asked the coach for a permission slip, but he kind of threw it at me like, "Yeah, whatever." Went and begged my mom again. She said, "Absolutely not." On the way to school, on the 87th Street bus, on the way to school that morning, I forged my mom's signature.
Oh, boy.
Gave it to my coach.
Oh, shit. I never heard this story.
He was ecstatic. He was like, "Oh, my God, this is great." So started playing my sophomore year on, and wasn't until about midway through the season, we didn't have, again, a public school, we didn't have, a laundry, we didn't have managers or anything like that. So you could imagine how bad our uniforms smelled, our practice uniforms, right? So one day I brought it home, not even thinking. I know I've been lying to my mom, but she was asking me why I come home so late. I said I'm involved in extracurricular activities. So not theoretically, not lying. So brought him home and put him next to our washing machine. And we had one of those old school washing machines where it had the wringer on the side. So there was a spinner, there wasn't a dryer.
Yeah.
It spun all the water out, and then you had to feed the clothes through the wringer, and then you had to hang them up on clothespins in the courtyard in your apartment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So brought him there, she was like, "What is this?" I was like, "Oh, man." So we had a long talk. She started crying. I started crying. She's like, "You've been lying to me." And I told her that, hey, I was involved in some positive things. I mean, there were guys, men being my high school football coach, and my peers who were doing really positive things. And I wanted to be around them. And so she allowed me to actually play. But it wasn't until the last game my senior year that she actually came. And one of my high school teachers and my football coach dragged her to the game. She watched the whole game with her hands in front of her face.
Not my baby.
Right, exactly. Seriously. At this point, I had already accepted a scholarship to Notre Dame, right? And so after the game, she was like, "Wow, you're pretty good." And I'm like, "Damn, really? I mean, really, Mom?" It's Notre Dame, so it's kind of fun.
Next week, she had the fucking cowbell out there.
Right. So, Chris, I want to bounce forward because we're a little bit removed from the NFL draft this year, and I look at your story and your history, South Side of Chicago, go to Notre Dame, so we know that. But take me back to the draft process for you. Were you in contact with the Chicago Bears a lot leading up to it? And then take me to your draft day when you become a Chicago Bear. You must have been going crazy. I mean, for that to unfold that way. So I'm really excited to hear this story.
Sure. So I had a great junior year, and folks were like, "Hey, are you going to come out?" And I was like, "What do you mean come out? Like, what are you talking about? Are you going to go into the draft?" And I was like, I had another year of school left.
Yeah.
Right. Because I mean, that was literally my mission was to graduate so I can obviously make my mom proud. And I mean, there was never a conversation with my mom about, "Hey, let me leave early to go into the pros." I mean, I was 20 years old. Are you kidding me? I mean, I was still a baby, you know? So, but it was interesting because there were people that I played against who were drafted, and I was like, well, damn, if that guy won, I could definitely go. You know, what the heck?
Exactly.
So my senior year, last game my senior year, we lost the game, had a great game, talked to my mom after the game on the phone, went home the next day. We played in the Orange Bowl in Miami against Colorado. Went home the next day and found my mom had died of a heart attack.
Oh my
so you can imagine, like, here's the chance, grew up dirt poor, you know, digging through garbage for food, and then finally having a chance to make millions of dollars and get her the nice house that she wanted and all the nice clothes and everything else, and she was gone. So you can imagine how devastated I was. So
awful.
Fast forward a couple of months, and now there was no pro day. I mean, there was a combine. They didn't have pro days back then. Went to the combine, and it was funny because when they measure you, if you had any other former players on, they'll tell you this. When they measure you, they put their hand in the back of your spine and they push it forward a little bit.
Yeah.
So literally, you lose like a half inch. And so I measured 5'11" in like 3/4, and I was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!" So I was the 5'11" defensive tackle. I mean, who the hell wants a 5'11" defensive tackle, right? So I knew that there probably wasn't a lot of teams that were looking for me, but I really wasn't concerned about being drafted in the first or second, third round, whatever it was. But I knew I was going to have a chance to play on the next level. So for me, having an opportunity to actually play in the NFL was important. So my draft day comes, and I remember this very vividly. Mel Kiper said, "Hey, the Bears are coming up, and wouldn't Chris Zorich be a great fit for Chicago?"
I remember that moment now that
and
you
I was
say
like, "Oh, that's awesome." And then my phone didn't ring, and I'm like, "The hell?" I thought Mel Kiper's a genius.
Mel.
Come on, Mel. Didn't ring. They picked Stan Thomas. I was like, damn. So back in that day,
Stan
like
Thomas.
You remember him?
Oh yeah,
of course.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
So,
Texas, right? Offensive tackle.
Exactly. So at that time, they were able to do the first or second round on TV. So although they weren't, I mean, obviously second round guys, they weren't like at their houses or anything. And so I got a phone call, and it was Mike Ditka.
Holy
and
shit.
he was like, Chris, how would you like to play for us? So if we can kind of pause that and put like 3 dots.
Yeah.
Senior year in high school, there's an all-state banquet in Chicago, and Mike Ditka is the keynote speaker.
Right.
My mom and I get there a little early. We're sitting in the hallway, or we're sitting in the lobby, and Mike Ditka is standing by himself. My mom was like, hey, there's Coach Ditka. Go over and say hi. Now, I'm 17, 18 years old, have a huge stuttering problem. There's no way I'm going to go over there and talk to Mike Ditka. So my mom goes, hey, I'm going to go. And I'm like grabbing my mom, like, no. She walks over there, and I'm like, oh, my God, she's embarrassing the shit out of me. This is crazy. Literally, within 3 minutes, she kind of waves me over.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. He's like, hey, Chris, how you doing? You know, he's like, you went to Chicago Vocational. That's Dick Buckus. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like, I'm floored. Like, this guy knows me. So somehow I worked up enough nerve and said, Coach, if you can remember my name in 4 years, that'd be great. Now, there's no way you did. However, fast forward to 4 years later.
Yeah. Second round.
Like, Chris, how would you like to be a Chicago Bear? And I was like, oh my God. I was like, sir, I would pay you guys to play. He was like, all right, Chris, great. You know, here's so-and-so. Talk to him. We're good. We're going to draft you. And I was like, wow. And then they drafted me. And I like literally, it was like one of the most unbelievable experiences of my life.
I can only imagine you in this picture here. There's your mom. You could just see the energy of pride and love she has for you in that picture. In that moment, I only could see her looking down on you. You looking. I'm sure you had that fucking conversation with her.
Story?
Yeah.
Can I tell you guys a funny story about that?
Of course.
So my mom was like, "Look, dude, this is your time. I don't need to be in this." So that picture actually came from Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Look, I don't need to be in there." I'm like, "Mom, are you kidding me? You're the reason why I'm doing this." She's like, "No, that's fine, that's fine." So she's beyond humble, right? I mean, she's just beyond humble.
Right.
During the recruiting process, she would not allow any coaches to come over to the house because we had roaches and mice.
Wow.
And she was embarrassed that if a coach would come over, then like a mice would like run across their feet or something like that, or they'd see a roach or something like that. But the funny thing was, Lou Holtz was like, "Hey, you know, we want you to come. Do you want me to come over and talk to your mom?" And I'm like, now imagine that, right? So imagine that in this time, right?
Yeah.
Where kids are changing hats, changing T-shirts, and got all these reveals and everything else.
Yeah, you couldn't set up the Zoom meeting for Coach Holtz.
Do you honestly think that, and I'm not sure, I may have been one of the only kids in my class that never had Coach Holtz come to their house or to their apartment, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so it's so funny how kind of things are so different. Like, and I'm sure he was like, "Really, you don't want me to come? Are you sure you're going to come to Notre Dame? Are you sure about that?"
Well, stay at Holtz for a second, because I remember this story. I was at Walter Camp here in New Haven, Connecticut, and I forget who, I think it was Coach Holtz himself, was talking to me and my father. And I asked him about you, and you just tell me if this is true, because I'm paraphrasing. He's like, "I got to tell you something about Chris Zorich." He's like, I forget what year. I think you were a sophomore. He's talking about you weren't playing. That's all I remember. This is the story about Chris Zorich that you need to know, Philip. He says he wasn't even playing. We lost a big game, a bowl game, something, and he's the only one in the locker room at his locker crying. That my dad looked at me and he said, that's a football player. And Lou Holtz knew my dad because he coached at UConn. And my uncle is Sam Rutigliano, the head coach of the Cleveland Browns. And we had this moment bonding over you. And now, full circle, 36 years later, here we are. Because that was that moment that my father was teaching me through your story. And I really didn't even plan on bringing this up tonight because we don't have any script. But my wife just walked in and I'm like, boom, it hit me. Tell me the story.
First of all, I want to say the Walter Camp organization is by far one of the best, greatest, and I'm not saying this because I made the Walter Camp All-Century team. Not saying that at all.
Throw that plug in.
Organization ever. Mm-hmm. It's the best All-American team. It should be the only one. They do things first class. I've been to New Haven literally 20 times after.
We're not meeting each other. Did you go to Modern Pizza?
The dinner on I think it was on Friday night. They had the huge gigantic dinner. There's like every guy there, bro. By far, the best organization ever.
My buddy's the president, Don Crouch, right now. Shout out to my buddy.
Seriously,
we're getting you back here. Have you gone to Modern Pizza when you were in New Haven?
Okay, how about this? So
you got to be verified.
John Barbarata.
John Barbarata, I know who he is.
Okay.
I see his face. Yes.
I make it my junior and senior year. So he's my host those 2 years. So the first year I get there, I mean, I'm literally like 19 years old. I got no idea, right? So I go and say, hey, what's up? How you doing? Well, we're talking. And he's like, hey, I'm going to take you for pizza. You think Chicago's got good pizza? I'm going to take you for pizza.
Here we go.
I have never had this before. First of all, white sauce.
Oh, yeah, the clam pizza.
Like clams on a pizza.
Yeah, you had the clam pizza.
Bro, it was one of the best pizzas I ever had.
Yeah.
I'm like, how is it possible? I never even heard of New Haven, let alone New Haven pizza.
We got a barber here, Chris.
Chris.
We're getting you.
I don't think he needs my services, but it's all good. It's all good.
We're gonna bring you because Claudio and I live 20 minutes outside New Haven. We have to set this up.
Hey man, seriously.
We're gonna film the whole fucking thing.
So
bring you to Modern Pizza.
Oh
my God.
Okay, so senior year. Come back, hugging everything. Hey, so that's literally the first.
Yeah, you came as a junior, and I wasn't there because I was at Hofstra, and I missed you. So they had called me. I had to stay a winter break because I was doing this broadcasting class, and I couldn't.
Gotcha. See?
And I wanted to meet you so bad, and you came back the next year, and I shook your hand. You had all these people pulling you out of there. It was crazy. Who was the Heisman winner that year?
Ty Detmer.
Ty Detmer's the.
No offense to Ty Detmer, should have been.
It should have been Ismail.
Just saying.
There he is. Look at this.
Beautiful.
This is Walter Camp right there. That's Walter Camp. That's what. Anyway, I talk about Walter Camp in New Haven all the time. Pizza. I see my boy Mike V. Mike V's always at me. I'm telling you, Chris Zorich, Mike V. Chris Zorich is verifying the pizza.
Second year, go there, same thing, have a great time. Then literally 20 years later, John Barber hooks me up and says, hey, Chris, man, we're having the 20th year anniversary of your year. Come back. I'm like, absolutely. Go back. The first place we go to is that same fucking pizza place he took me to 25 years ago. It was awesome.
Yes.
We'll have to take you to a new place on that street, Zanelli's, which is very good too.
This place was tiny, man. It wasn't like you.
It's tiny. Modern pizza.
Modern. Yeah, no.
You can't even park. You got to park a certain way.
Yeah, I went down. Chris, I went down, and I used to listen to Phil for years because I'm from New York. He's like, "Oh man, New Haven pizza's the best," and I'm like, okay. I just let him go with it. Well, I went down. Claudio was there too.
You sure?
Yeah, I was there, Claudio. But yeah, it's you pull down in there, and I'm like, where the fuck? This is the place.
Yeah.
We're in this little van. I'm like, there's no way he can even park in this spot.
Transmission was fucked.
Transmission was slipping.
Yeah.
We go in this little tiny place, and the lady's like, it's gonna be 2 hours before we can get you in here. So we're sitting in the entryway. What was it, Phil? Probably in like an hour 45.
Yeah, it was about an hour and 35 minutes.
And I got in there.
We had a huge group.
Yeah.
How many deep did we have? Like 14,
Probably
15 deep.
We got in there, and Chris
got in there. Dude,
Phil's like, let me order, and
let me order.
It was the best pizza I have ever had. I'm 44 years old, and it's the best pizza I've ever had in my life, hands down.
So just not to, and I don't want to take away from that great story, but so my senior year, fucking before we get to the airport, we make a stop to the damn pizza place before I get on the plane to go home.
Yeah.
One more stop.
I'm telling you, man.
Was it by your request, though?
Absolutely.
Keep it 100. Yes, exactly.
And here's the thing, and I want to say, and I forgot the past presidents. Dude, it's just, and not that this is a commercial for Walter Camp, but by far one of the best organizations. I've been back probably since my senior year. I've been back probably maybe 8 to 10 times.
Oh, wow.
It's been great, the event. And then I forgot the restaurant across the street from the hotel that we're staying. And literally it's all you can eat and drink. And they were the smartest people in the world, because they said, hey, you know what? Let's get all these old ass former athletes, make them feel good, put them in a tux, honor them, and let them eat and drink, and they'll be happy. Thank God it's across the street.
the hotel's right there. Chris, talk about this story for me. Obviously,
I'm sorry.
No, we got this. People loving the interview because this is what it's about. There is no script. It's keeping it.
Topics.
Yes, we're gonna have to have you back again.
Absolutely.
We're gonna have to. Listen. People come on this show, they're afraid of us, and then they come out of here and they're family. That's the reality of what we're doing here. The fans are speaking highly of you because you have hundreds of thousands of fans. Where's Chris Zorich? He's coming on TTNL. The tape never lies. Keeping it 100 with Phil and Shayne. Yeah, you should have seen my DMs this week. I'm so excited. Eugene, right there. Cock, right there. Coke, cock, whatever. He's Phil, I'm the biggest Zorich fan. I cannot wait to he was tailgating for the goddamn show tonight just to see you interact with us.
Hey, I got my cigar, I got my cocktail. Let's do this.
Nice. You're good.
Hey, I'm ready to tailgate.
Finish the story about Lou Holtz. You crying. That's what he told me.
Okay, hold on. Hold on with this. So that was the problem, right? So I never heard this story, right? Never heard of it. About 10, 15 years after I'm playing, when my boys was like, hey, man, I didn't know you cried after Texas A&M beat your ass your freshman year. What are you talking about? And he's like, dude, I just read Holtz's book. You cried like a baby. And I'm like, what? And so I went and got didn't have his book. Sorry, Coach Holtz. Went and got it. There's a whole fucking section on it, and he talks about how, literally, after the game, the guy asks, after he comes in the locker room, and my little baby ass did not play a down all year. I was on the shit squad or holding up the dummies, the scout team, whatever you want to call it.
Scout team.
I was the king of the scout team, right? First year.
Yeah.
Didn't play at all, but I practiced we had All-American center, Chuck Lanza. I practiced against our offensive line, and I felt as though I didn't do my job. So that's why I was upset and unhappy, because I felt as though we lost because of me.
That's how he projected it to us, too, and told us, though. I remember it like it was yesterday because, Coach Holtz has that lisp or whatever, the way he talks.
So I read the book, and he's like, man, you know what? I saw him, and I realized that I don't know how we're going to get him on there, but I want him to play next year, and I'm going to surround him by a whole bunch of fire eaters just like him.
Exactly.
I was like, holy shit, Coach Holtz, thanks for letting me know. I don't even know this.
Well, that left an impression on him. As a coach, I could speak to that. When you see that it means something, like my thing, everybody knows me from my film work on our YouTube channel, and I called out Charles Leno for his tape. Charles Leno, the guy, might be the greatest guy in the world, but he didn't have what Zorich had, that every play was played like your last play ever. And that is the separator. And that's what got you there. Your upbringing, everything like that just spoke and resonated with me because I was 5'7", 170 pounds, and I thought I was the shit. And I made it to college. I played college ball.
They didn't push his neck forward, Chris.
No,
He was actually that wasn't a right reading.
I was listed at 5'11" or 5'10" in the program, but I was 5'7", 100%. Anyway, my next question. Let's move to Ditka, because here's this backstory.
Hold on.
You meet him.
If I light my cigar right quick.
Spark it up.
Spark it up. I can ask you the question. You can still hear me.
Oh, Gary.
Yeah.
Gary, Chris.
What
Gary,
kind of cigar?
What kind of cigar are you smoking? We got a cigar connoisseur. Put a blowtorch.
Smoke weed every day. Smoke weed every day.
Hey, Gary Williams, it's a La Gloria Cubana Series R.
There you go, Gary. Right. Gary's going to try to get
Gary. I got you, Gary.
Gary's going to try to get you a cigar. I already know Gary. He's the guy we say, we hope, we have hope. And we're writing a song right now, little teaser on our network. We're writing a song based on Gary's statement on BHL, Bears Hour Live, right after Bears games, right here on our channel. Chris, I'm inviting you right now. Bears Hour Live, right after the game. One of these games, doesn't have to be the Sunday night opener because it's late, but you have an invite to join me and Shayne right after a game and break it down with us.
I'm in.
You're in.
We get real loud, Chris.
I go for a rant. It might be 5 minutes. It might be 11, but you're going to be fired up. I get everybody fired up, and then we go to town on what took place. But anyway, I got to ask you this question now. Obviously, Ditka, your mother, Coach Holtz. My father has always taught me, surround yourself with good people. Every person, there's a story about every person that influenced some football player to get to where they were, or Coach Saban, he has his story, everybody. Your story, though, is one well-known. Ditka, you're there. He drafts you. I'm sure that he was the guy standing on the table saying, I want this kid on this football team. I'm 100% sure of that. It's never been written, but I'm 100% sure of that because you had the 5'11" shot against you, small underdog, how fast, how big, how strong, can he play inside? You heard it all, right? For every Chris Zorich and John Randall, there's 100 other guys that don't make it, but you made it. What was it like, though, for you that day that you found out they let the coach go? What was that day like?
So it was tough because before we get into that, talked about kind of who kind of, when you talk about football, Lou Holtz, Coach Ditka, my mom, my idol growing up was Mike Singletary.
Oh, wow. So I didn't know that.
I wore number 50 in high school and also in college because of Mike Singletary.
Wow.
And the reason being, because he wrote a book called Calling the Shots. I talked to him about this. He does not remember. It was 1,000 years ago. But I was reading it, and he got overly excited during games. He almost hyperventilated. And which means he would only be good for like maybe the first 2 or 3 quarters, right? So he needed to be kind of consistently that good. So he talked about how he would get on an exercise bike for an hour after practice. Well, what is a 16-year-old kid who admires my military dude who wears his jersey number and is amped up during games. After practice, I fucking rode a bike. I mean, literally, if he was like, drink paint thinner, it'll make you, I'm like, I'm in, let's go.
Let's do it.
So, needless to say, I was fortunate enough to have a chance to actually play with him.
That's amazing.
It was an unbelievable experience. One time we were in a game together, and my first time being in there, he calls the play. I'm in the huddle going, holy shit, I'm in the huddle with Mike Singletary. He just called the play. This is fucking unbelievable. This is amazing. I line up. The play's about to happen. All I hear is Mike Singletary yelling, Chris. I'm like, oh shit, he's getting me pumped up. He knows the whole story about how he was my idol. He's getting me pumped up to get the play, to make the tackle. This is going to be great. He's like, Chris, I turn on like, yeah, what's up? He's like, you're in the wrong gap. You're in the wrong
gap. At least you know he had your back.
Exactly. He knew what the hell was going on.
That was
so,
key.
Unfortunately, I didn't play a lot during Mike Ditka because I was behind William Perry. And the Fridge, I mean, he was a great player for his size. He was quick. He was still quick at that time for his size. It wasn't until Dave Wanstadt got there
right
and actually flourished because he enjoyed the smaller defensive tackles who literally were all about penetrating a gap, making plays. The linebackers hated us because in Ditka's defense, the linemen were trying to keep the linemen off of the linebackers.
We had Dante Jones talking about that. Yeah.
In Wanstadt's defense, it was like, go fucking make a place.
Yeah.
make a tackle for loss. You like that.
Exactly.
That's great. Chris, when I don't know how close you're following the Bears today in the situation and if you watch the draft, but we obviously we have it covered and we're totally into it. And we when they moved up for the quarterback and then they select Justin Fields, we heard, talking about Gary Williams, you have to have hope. And that a lot of hope came with that pick because you know how we're all Bears fans here, man. And it's that one position has been a huge part of the 102-year history of this franchise. It's sad, but at the same time, there's a lot riding on this 22-year-old kid from Ohio State now. But what was going through Chris Zorich's mind when you saw that trade up? Did you think that they were going to do it? Are you glad that they did it? And what do you think about Justin Fields as quarterback in Chicago?
First of all, yes, I'm glad they did it. Secondly, was beyond excited. Shock out of my mind. Was watching it here in my garage. I can't, obviously I'm in my garage, right? I have motorcycles and shit in backs. But so I have a couple TVs. I don't know if I could, hold on.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
All right, so there's one, and then I'm gonna fuck this up. I know, but can you see that one?
There you go.
Oh yeah, got it. Yeah.
Right, so needless to say, when there are Bears games and Notre Dame games going on, all my guys are over. We have a great time, right?
Nice.
So I haven't even showed you the other two TVs in my garage, but that's a whole different conversation.
Are they broken ones after Packer lost?
Actually, yeah. Unfortunately, my wife has to park her car in here, so there's one. But then there's also one above her car.
Oh, I see it. Yep. I see it.
And so you're like, hey, Chris, wow, you got 3 motorcycles. Where's your car? Well, my car is outside because why would I need to park the car in the garage when I have televisions and
that's your man space right there.
Exactly.
I'm in a garage too, in a studio.
There you go. See?
This guy right here built this studio. Chris Jackle. Say what up. This is our producer, Chris Jackle.
Good evening, Mr. Zorich. How are you?
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, just love sitting back listening to the stories, man. I did have a question for you, though.
Yes,
you had Lou Holtz on your podcast back in February, correct?
I did.
Did you talk to him about that story? Because I haven't heard this, so I'm just curious if you actually chopped it up with Mr. Holtz about the recruiting trip and that whole dynamic that you were playing through. on your end, with him not coming out to the house.
All right, so first of all, Chris, I'm gonna give you shit for not doing your research and watching the fucking podcast.
Yeah, well, I walked right into
it
100.
Keeping it 100.
I appreciate
Keeping
that.
I'm just saying, man.
I fall on that sword.
I had to read his fucking book. I've never read his book before. I had to read the book before I got the damn interview. It was crazy. Anyway, I'm just giving you shit, man. So we did not talk about that. However, it was interesting because, so first of all, you got to understand. I mean, he's done so much for me, and the fact that he came on the show was great. But he mentioned something toward the end, and I didn't go there because I was just respectful, right? It's like interviewing the principal of your high school, right? Or just someone that you have all this admiration for, and you're like literally, I'm 52 and I'm fucking nervous interviewing him, right? So he goes, hey, one of the things I do regret as a coach was our 1989 Miami game. And I'm like, holy shit. So I'm like, so again, I use StreamYard. I want to make sure I'm recording. I want to make sure I got a ticker going across the bottom because I'm like, I'm going to use this shit again. This is going to be awesome. So he actually apologizes for what he did before the game. So for y'all who might not know, 89, we beat the shit out of Miami. We got in a bunch of fights that year. In 89, we got into some fights as well. So we go down to Miami. We beat their ass last year. So obviously they want to beat the shit out of us. We're pumped up. They're pumped up. Right before the game, we kind of go across. We're yelling at each other. Everything. Holtz runs out there. Blah, 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 blah. Go back in the locker room. Go back. So we all go back in the locker room. And he basically tells us, if you guys get into a fight, I'm going to resign.
Oof.
The fuck? What?
Wow.
What?
Wow.
What?
Damn.
What?
All right. So obviously, you know what you're doing on StreamYard. I'm not there yet.
We're going to get you there.
Because I would love to do that.
We're going to get you there.
Nerd alert!
Dude, you got all these questions. All right. So I'm sitting there going, huh? Like, how do you respond to that, right? So I'm just listening. And he goes, well, you got to understand, he didn't say I was under a lot of pressure, but he was just saying that, being in that environment, there were a lot of expectations from other parts of the campus. And we were getting into a lot of fights, and they basically said, hey, your football team can't be fighting.
It's a bad
and so his solution to that was telling us we were we're undefeated. So we went 12-0 in 88. We're 10-0 in 89 when we're playing Miami, right? So we're thinking we're going to win another national championship because we beat their ass last, so let's do this. Anyway, when he told us in the locker room, hey, I'm going to resign if you guys get in a fight, obviously our momentum went down a can. Miami beat our ass. We wound up playing Miami, or we wound up playing Colorado the next game. So we were 11-1 that year. Could have won the national championship. Anyway, having Coach Holtz on and him apologizing to that, dude, I sent that part to all of the former players that I know, and we were all shocked.
Yeah.
All shocked.
Wow. It's powerful.
It's powerful. Catholic versus Christians.
I swear to God, there was a question somewhere half an hour ago. I apologize.
It's okay. That's Chris Jackle, our producer. StreamYard. I put my cell phone number in the private chat, and I want you to give me a text because I don't want you to put your cell phone. Do you know how to hit this private chat?
Let's hold off on that. Let's wait because I'm afraid I'm gonna press the button.
No, it's right there in the corner. Private chat. I should have a little a number.
Comments and private chat. Hold on, let me go.
Hit the private chat.
Oh,
There's
okay,
my cell. I've sent you a little message because I want to get some. I want to get some swag out to you.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
you just text me later, and I'll text you back, and we're gonna keep because I gotta have you back because we're getting close to the top of the hour for our next guest, and I feel like the Catholics versus Convicts Part 2 needs to fucking happen right now because I don't want to let you go. I could look at the chat room. They're like epic interview, best interview. And let me tell you,
I'll come back. No problem, man. It's not like I'm not going to be here anymore.
That's what I'm saying. I got to keep you on this because I have so much more to ask you, and I got to take you to Modern Pizza again for the network. We got to film it and eat the pizza and everything like that. I gotta ask you one other question though, real quick, and then I have one favor. So question, favor, and then a teaser for the fans. Chris is coming back, correct? Chris, you're coming back.
Yes, I am, but I have 2 questions. So you ask yours first, and then I got
okay. Then I will answer easily. My question: best offensive lineman you've ever gone against, ever?
College or pro?
College or pro? I want that name.
Daniel, Vikings number 64.
Oh shit! The weirdest fucking stance I've ever seen on offensive. I'm like, how does he win?
Believe, I know. Believe me, I know. Beat my ass. Beat my ass. Great guy.
I love this.
Awesome guy. And why would I know all this? It's been like fucking 30 years. Why would I know all this, right? It's like it was a nightmare for me. But here's the reason why.
Yeah.
My ability, my strength I had was that I was shorter than any other offensive lineman.
Right.
So I literally had instant leverage and I was strong. So that gave me like maybe a second more, maybe a second and a half more going up against larger guys.
Right.
Well, hello. Randy McDaniel is like fucking 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah.
Great athlete.
Oh.
I'm like, what the hell? So I'm thinking my first game I ever played against, I'm like, oh, I got this guy. Look at his stance. I got him. Fucking dominated me. I'm like, holy shit. Jesus, what the hell? So yeah, so he was by far the best player I've ever played against.
Model. Model. All right. My favor, or you ask your 2 questions, then we'll end with the favor.
Do I have 2 or do I have 1?
You get 2. You said 2. You get 2.
All right.
Go ahead.
Shayne, this one's to you.
Mm-hmm.
How did you become a Bear fan?
Well, I'm 44, so I was in that range. It's kind of similar to Phil. Believe it or not, growing up here in New York, it all started via the Chicago Bulls. Okay. This was pre MJ. There used to be a store called Ames. It was like a Walmart
Ames.
back
I
in the day.
Ames.
And where I grew up in Hammond, New York, it's like Hickory, Indiana. You know, it's huge basketball school.
It's true.
It's you know, they win state titles, small school. It's just everything's basketball. So I grew up in that environment, and my mother, I told her I wanted some posters for my bedroom, and my mother. It's so funny looking back at The Last Dance now, listening to all these guys. My mom comes home with a fucking Reggie Theus Chicago Bulls poster, and I'm listening to the Cocaine Crew, MJ talking about it. So I'm just this little kid, and I like my school colors where I went to, Hammond Central, was red and white. So I fell in love with the Bulls, and then that was right back 1983, right in that range. The Bears started getting a ton of play, so I'm like, oh man, Bears, Bulls, saw Walter, and just that whole crew got totally caught up with it. I'm a New York guy, and I hate all New York teams.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's how I did that. But yeah, Reggie Theus, the former
Reggie
Chicago
Theus
Bull,
did it.
It's just totally random. Yeah,
Theus.
That's Orlando Woolridge, all the cocaine. What did MJ call him? The Cocaine Crew or whatever it was. He said on The Last Dance, thanks to my mother, she bought me a bunch of posters from a bunch of dudes that played basketball doing coke, and I had them up on my wall when I was a little kid.
Hopefully, your mom did not see The Last Dance.
No, she did. She did.
actually
She's a huge Chicago Bulls fan to this day,
Nice.
just because of my love for that, and that we've had a couple big chuckles about that. But yeah, that's how it all started. Believe it or not.
That is great. That is great.
Yep.
All right, Phil, this one's obviously for you. You being in Connecticut, your garage apparently is decked out in blue and orange.
Oh yeah.
What do your neighbors think? I mean, are they like, "What the fuck?" You know, hey man, you know, you can't park the car. I mean, please tell, because I'm sure the neighbors come over a couple times for a couple barbecues or something.
Oh yeah, everybody know. Like, it's been since I was a little kid, so everybody associates the Chicago Bears with Phil Etoshin in this part of the state. It's like, you know, if you know me, it's like my wife he fucking knows everybody. I'll go to South Carolina, Phil Etoshin, what up? I'm like, she's like, you're the mayor. So, but everybody associates me with the Chicago Bears. So I fly the flag on the house. I have 2 twin boys, and I was teaching them about you last week, because I was telling them that you were going to come on the show next week, and they were, you know, learning. I've totally brainwashed them into being Bears fans. My father was a Giants fan that became a Patriot fan because he loved Bill Parcells. He's a huge Parcells believer. So he never did that to me. He's like, just pick. You want to be a running back? He put on a tape, Chris, of all these running backs. That's how it came about. And I saw, you know, Tony Dorsett, Billy Sims, Frank O'Hara, all those guys. And I go, 34. He's like, that's Walter Payton for the Chicago Bears. And from that day forward, I was in 2nd grade going into 3rd. I'll never forget it. I wore the Payton. We played Kill the Man with the Ball. You would yell out, I'm Walter Payton. And you know, anytime you did it. And funny thing is, I just always, the high school, there's my jersey. My father coached. He was my head coach. So it was very hard for me because I was the coach's son. But we had blue, orange, and white as our color. So everything flowed blue, orange, and white. In 1985, my father won the state championship. He beat 1985. They beat the number 2 high school football team in the country. They were undefeated for 4 straight seasons. They hadn't lost till 1985, my dad. And then I was the ball boy. And then the Bears won the Super Bowl. Exactly. I was on the sideline. You could see me in a Bears starter jacket. Remember those starter? Oh, yeah. I never fucking wore anything else but that starter jacket.
They're bringing those back now.
Oh, yeah. They're dope. Yeah. So anyway, I just fly the flag. People, there's actually a lot of Bears fans in Connecticut. That's the truth. Yeah. And Bears fans all over the world. But when you're a Bears fan, everybody will throw that across the room. I don't care where. My wife has gotten used to it. I go out. Oh, yeah. I'm not addicted to shit. I'm not addicted to drugs. I don't drink. I don't really like beer. I can be honest. I could drink.
Nobody's perfect, drink. Man. Nobody's perfect.
I'm addicted to the football and the Chicago Bears. Give me a dark drink like Chris. I'm fine with that. I'm just not a beer drinker. She was like, okay. Little did she know, we had a Bears wedding, Chris, and you were one of the fucking tables. I swear to God, I got to find a picture. So my wife agreed to it.
The next time I come on, your wife has to come on because
I will get her.
Oh,
on.
He's not.
I'm not. She was always. She's like, I love this. Wedding. We had a draft wedding. So.
Oh my God.
So the draft was the theme, but we had purple was her color, purple and white. So the Bears, each table was a Chicago Bear number by the player. So we printed them out in like 10 by 10. I forget, it was a weird number at Staples. So it was a black and white. So George Halas, table 1 or 7 rather. Walter Payton was me and my wife's table, the bride and groom's table. Chris Zorich was a table, no lie. Julius Peppers and so on. Brian Urlacher, all these guys throughout that I loved were.
So she's a saint.
She's a saint. She's a saint.
that wouldn't happen with
She's a
wouldn't happen
saint.
with me, Chris.
I got to show you the video,
My
Chris.
life. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? And I thought we played for them.
Right.
Real quick, it was so creative because she loved creativity, and I'm a creative guy. So we did a draft. So the DJ, I wrote a whole script with the first. So we drafted our wedding party. This guy was there, Claudio. He could be the witness. He was there.
I was there. I might have been on your table, Chris Zorich.
Yes, I think you were sitting at Chris Zorich's
I
table.
might have been.
You think you were at Chris Zorich's table? Table number 97. And we had a draft board. So I made up all the universities. Like my father and mother were from Bada Bing State University, and then we played Frank Sinatra. And then my daughters were drafted out of whatever. It was fun. We had and she's awesome. She's my best friend.
Yes, she is.
She supports this 100%. She was actually the one that said, Phil, you and Shayne need to do your own thing. You got to do your film work. That's going to make your name be known to everybody because nobody could fuck with what you're doing with the tape because it never lies, just like you said. So she is the big reason this network is, Chris. I hope I answered your. I gave you me and you could talk for hours. I already could.
So
see.
Phil gave you that, and I gave you the cocaine circus Reggie Theus story from my mouth.
I'm a football. I'm football.
I'm going to be invited back actually.
Oh my God, you're back anytime you want. But I gave you my number because I want you back sooner than you think. That's the reality. Let me say this one more time to our 100 crew. Go over, follow Chris Zorich's show, his podcast. We're going to help him out. Dress up his podcast for him.
Yes, please, because I need some help. Because I need
no problem. I always keep my word.
Orange outlines around the guests. Like I can't even do that.
There, look at my producers right on it. Listen to Chris's podcast, the Zorich podcast.
Yes,
everywhere you can listen. Look at that. Now I have a favor from you, and that's it. Then we let you go.
Okay.
Until you come back. I need you to do a station ID because I'm putting together this whole. We've had some amazing guests between.
You can even involve your blowtorch, Chris.
You can involve your blowtorch. You can do whatever you want. It's going to be this simple. This is Chris Zorich, and you're keeping it 100 with Shayne and Phil on the Tape Never Lies Network. This is Chris Zorich of the Chicago Bears, Notre Dame, whatever you want.
He's writing it down.
You're keeping it 100 with my guys Shayne and Phil on the Tape Never Lies Network. Right, Tooch? Right, Tooch? There you go. You got it? You think you could do this?
I could make
He's focused.
I could make a Notre Dame joke here because it's taken him a long time to write it.
Yes. Hello. Absolutely.
Playoffs.
Sorry, baby.
All right, so we can ISO him, and
we're gonna isolate on Chris Zorich.
Do you need so much pressure? Hold on.
Do you need a countdown?
Hold on.
All right, just read it through. Let me hear it. This is a practice. This is practice.
This is Zorich of the Chicago Bears and the University of Notre Dame. You are keeping it 100 on the Tape Never Lies Network.
There you go. I'll take that. That's perfect.
Hold on. I forgot the names part. Okay, where the names go?
This is your boy Chris Zorich, former Chicago Bear.
It's a lot of pressure. Hold on, man.
I know. That's what we do here. This is
everybody we had on from Alabama did it in one take, Chris.
This is Chris Zorich, former Chicago Bear and the Golden Domer, or whatever you want to say, All-American. You're keeping it 100 with my boys, Phil and Shayne, on the Tape Never Lies Network.
All right.
Look at this. This Notre Dame education is under pressure.
No shit. All right.
You ready? Or you need me to read it again?
I hope so.
I can count you down. You ready? Hold on. He froze for a second.
There he comes.
There he is. He's back. Of course, the Chicago. Where are you living? In Chicago, or are you outside the city?
In the suburbs, southern suburbs.
Southern suburb. Don't give your address. I don't want fucking Tooch going over there. Look at this guy. He's a big fan of yours. All right, you ready? I'm gonna isolate on you. I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1, and you're gonna do it. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody. This is Chris Zorich from the Chicago Bears. You're listening to the Tape Never Lies Network. Shit.
That's okay. Take 2. It took Akeem Hicks 9 takes. He has the record.
That's the question.
This is your boy, Chris Zorich.
I got it.
Chicago Bear.
You do this shit every week. Come on, man.
I'm sorry. So do you. You got a podcast. I'm promoting you.
It's on the script. It's on the script. Come on. I type this shit out every week.
I love it.
Really?
You ready?
Pressure.
This is pressure. Where is my song pressure? That would be awesome right now if we had it queued up.
No, that's way too much pressure. All right.
Under pressure. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody. This is Chris Zorich from the Chicago Bears. You are keeping it 100 with the crew of Phil, shit,
and Shayne.
I've been called worse. I've been called worse.
You had it. It was so dope too. I was gonna make a song out of that one.
This is why this is fucked up.
Oh, we can edit it.
I can edit it if you want.
You're gonna edit all the shit. Oh yeah. Oh wait.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna edit right where take 3.
There's only 1,300 people watching. So
Coach Dre.
No pressure, bro.
Coach Dre.
I'm sure
my boy Sammy the Bull says take 3.
Nothing to do with it.
Let's see. Phil and shit.
Yeah,
that is a drop.
I've been called. That's why I said I've been called worse.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Hold on, Ryan Pace is here.
Man.
He's got excellent get off. He's.
Oh, they're getting it queued up for you under pressure. We don't
we don't need to copyright. No copyright. No.
Be careful.
That's not fair, man. How are you doing all that? You can do all that on StreamYard?
Oh yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna teach you. That's why I gave you the number.
Turn that off.
I already feel like I am best friends with this guy. I really do.
It depends on how many takes we're gonna have. So
no, take 3. Watch this. You ready? Watch who comes on the screen to give you support.
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
McLovin.
Oh my god.
Here we go. I'm gonna. Dude,
I have problems like putting in
big plays are nice. They're good. We need.
Oh, geez.
That's not fair, man.
We're gonna get you up and running to a level, to a level you've never seen before. You ready? Take 3.
Oh.
3, 2, 1.
This is Chris Zorich from your Chicago Bears. I'm keeping it 100 with Shayne and
Phil.
Oh, Phil, that's right. I'm a Tape Never Lies Network. Go Bears.
Boom!
Yes.
Come on, man. How do you do that?
This is the best.
Wait, hold on.
Best favorite podcast on the planet, right here.
No, it is. But for the folks listening, and I'm giving them a hard time, but literally, so I started my podcast on Zoom. Didn't have any type of these abilities. Great. I switched to StreamYard, thought I knew what was going on. Excited because I was able to get a ticker across the bottom.
Yeah.
And so for those of you guys who either have podcasts or have used StreamYard, you kind of understand my little fear here, right? Because I'm like, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. These guys are throwing up all these graphics. That's awesome.
You know what you do, Chris, when you have a guest that you don't really care for? So on your podcast, if you have a guest that's not doing their job, we'll teach you how to do this.
Oh my god!
We'll teach you all the good stuff, man.
First of all,
all right, hold on. So I know you have them all tagged on the side. But
right.
You got like what 60 up there? How many of them you got there?
We got a lot.
Yeah.
But we have to keep changing. We're trying to get them to add more because our show is so.
They're supposed to be this summer. They said.
So advanced.
Yeah.
It's so we like this one. I don't give a fuck that he smokes weed. They all smoke weed.
Smoke weed every day.
So we always.
So you were able to take a tape from one of your former
Correct.
podcasts,
Yeah.
put it up there, but I thought there was a limit on the time you could.
I'm gonna teach you all that shit.
Yep. We have some workarounds we can teach you.
Yeah, I gotta teach you the workarounds. Well, anyway.
I'm sorry, guys. I was getting all technical. My bad. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
No, that's what this is for. The show is live. Chris Zorich, you were amazing.
Awesome time, man.
You said it all. I can't thank you enough. We're gonna have you back. Did you write down my number? I know you got the script.
I did.
Okay.
But I'm not going to say it on air. But
yes,
I didn't even answer the question about the first round pick. But that's okay. We can save that till later.
we're gonna get you back on the show. We got a
I hope
whole.
so.
I'm dead serious. You see how you. And I'm gonna text you the intro I made for you, so you could play it on your show.
Because that's awesome. Like
Yes.
I might use that for like my show. So.
You're gonna. I want you to.
100%.
As long as you guys don't sue me,
No.
That ain't coming from us.
Just saying, hey man.
I'm not gonna make you write an NDA or anything like that.
Been there, done that.
Wow.
That's a whole nother story.
I can't even imagine.
Well, thank you so much, Chris,
Guys,
for
was
coming
awesome.
on.
Absolutely.
Look forward to being on again.
Thanks, man.
Seriously, text me because I want to send you some swag as well from our network.
Thanks.
And thank you for sharing so much time with us and our fans, Shayne. They're just loving it, huh?
Oh man, yeah, they're fired up. It's so loved having them on, man. We can't wait to have you back.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
All right, Chris. That was the great Chris Zorich, man. Oh my God. We just continue to have these interviews, Shayne.
No, man, it's so much fun, man, because you know, we watched Chris for so long and you get him on air and chop it up. And I think that the format that we have here, I think people get real comfortable real quick. And then,
right,
you know, they open up and you hear the story that he was sharing, you know, about his mom, and then the one with Lou Holtz in the locker room that you brought up. And that's what we're all about here. You know, we take a different approach to how we handle these things. And I think a lot of people appreciate it. And Chris, like you said, man, he fits right in with what we like to do. He's not afraid to bust balls right back real fast. So that's what we love about it, man. He was great.
I can't say enough good things about Chris Zorich. His play, his story, and just him coming on, talking and telling, like Adrian is saying here, just a great storyteller, but an even better human being.
Absolutely.
I remember us having the starter outlet down in New Haven again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we used to go there, get these jerseys, and I had a Chris Zorich jersey.
Yeah.
I didn't get to tell him that story, but you just, you know, I don't think you realize.
Your jersey, you got that not at the starter outlet. If it was your jersey, you got that at Baby Gap, right?
No, you're such a dick. You're such a dick. No, I got Chris Zorich's jersey. I wore it with pride because he signified everything about football, and that story is very true for me with my father. Hearing that from Coach Holtz, I kept that with me. I kept it with me.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
It's a true story. That's all I could say. He's a great man. I can't wait to have him back. We're gonna have more of Chris Zorich. I already could feel it. You just know when somebody fits in, like you said, he just fits.
Absolutely.
So
speaking of fitting in, look who's here.
Yes. Who's here? Do you got anybody?
Who's this guy?
No, nobody. I don't know how you follow that. I don't know how you follow that. That was a fun interview to watch.
How do you follow that?
You add this guy.
You can't say enough good things about Chris Zorich.
Oh man,
Cars.
awesome.
Were you growing up a Notre Dame fan, or no? I'm getting that wrong.
Yeah, that era. I grew up a big Tony Rice fan during that time, and that's how I really,
Cars was the Catholics versus convicts. Cars was the convict. That's who Cars was growing up. He didn't take any shit. He didn't take any shit from Scottie Pippen that disrespected him the one time in the store growing up.
I mean, I'm so street, I'm cul-de-sac, right? That's the way that rolls. I am.
There he is.
I love that picture. But no, so I growing up in an Irish Catholic home, like all we did every Saturday was watch Notre Dame football, and that hearing him talk about 88 and 89, right, and that era, that time, right, that was everything. So like one of my favorite moments was him becoming a Bear, because I'd watched him every Saturday, and then I got to watch him on Sundays. So that was a lot of fun.
Exactly. That's how it works. I am getting a text from David Kaplan. He pitched tonight in this baseball league. So
Tommy John surgery.
I'm asking. He wants to come on, but I'm like, don't come on if you're too. He just got off the field. How do you want to handle this?
Yeah, just whatever's easiest for him, man. It's like I said, we can course correct and have him back. I don't want to put him out. He's been so gracious with all of his time with us.
Absolutely.
I'm texting him, listen, if it's easier, we could do another night. And we'll get him back on the show. I don't want him.
We can do Tooch's comedy hour.
As I'm texting him, I'll let you know. Obviously, live. We're live on the air here. We just had Chris Zorich on the show, but there's been a lot going on. I'm just telling Cap, let's schedule for another night.
Yeah, I don't want to put Cap out. I mean, he took time out of his goddamn vacation to come on with us.
He really believes in what we're doing here.
Better late than never, Cars.
Sorry, you gotta love last minute required boss and boss's boss and boss's boss's boss. Like, you're going to Wisconsin today, so that's fun. I can tell you behind the cheddar curtain, though, they are not having good times, which I thoroughly enjoyed today, to say the least.
Yeah, and you saw the Blake Bortles news, I'm sure.
Yeah, that was not good. The folks there were not thrilled. It's interesting that so like there was 10 folks there from Wisconsin, and all of them had taken the attitude of basically like not just fuck the Packers for what they've done, but also fuck Rodgers for being such a baby about it. And so like a lot of guys that normally are sporting Packers gear all the time or wearing a lot of Milwaukee Brewers gear.
Yeah,
so I guess that
surprise.
Milwaukee Bucks gear. So I think that tells you everything that they're feeling.
It's going to be interesting to see how this, really unfolds, because Albert Breer was on Sirius talking about it, and he said flat out Jordan Love just isn't ready. If they believed in Jordan Love right now, that they would have accumulated all of the assets they could for Aaron Rodgers on draft weekend, and
they said
made a go of it.
He was far away. Like even earlier this season, they said he's still a ways away. And I think that's the other part of this that I don't think anybody realized. Aaron knows, right? So Aaron knows he's got him bent over a barrel right now.
Yep.
That guy's got more 4,000-yard seasons than the Chicago Bears. How sad is that?
Does he? I mean, Bortles has a 4,000-yard.
He got one, didn't he?
Oh yeah,
I can't remember.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he had one. That was the
That's amazing.
Year.
That got him the contract extension, I believe, right?
It was the big A-Rod year, right? I believe.
Yeah.
Trying to pull it up, but of course, ESPN.
Phil frozen the perfect.
Yeah, so his second year, he threw for almost 4,500 yards, and he threw 35 touchdowns.
Yeah, you're blurry.
Listen, can you hear me though?
You're breaking up.
Yeah, your audio's choppy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go reset the thing. This is unbelievable. Every day,
every time
draft,
I come
it was
in,
fun.
it's like Phil doesn't want to be on with me, so he's got to fake an internet problem, and then
Trust
fine,
me, the last thing I want is this. I've had him out here all the time trying to fix this.
Go reset, Phil, and we'll.
I'm just talking to Cap. Can you hear me? That's all I care about right now.
Yeah. We got it.
Cap is going to come on next Wednesday. We have a show next Tuesday, but we're going to do a special show next Wednesday.
Yep. Keeping it 100. We should announce that. Keeping it 100 next week will be on a Tuesday night.
I'll be back.
So we're gonna course correct and have Emery Hunt Tuesday night worked out better for him, and he's been a big fan of the Bears draft, and actually Emery is a guy that can break it down with the best of them. He's on with Ross Tucker. He's on Sirius Satellite Radio, and it's a lot like talking to Matt Waldman when you get a guy on like that. It's just they know they're chock full of knowledge, and he's yet another guy, Cars, that has loved what the Bears did on draft weekend. And I'm still listening to all these people, and I listened to Robert Mays was on with Hogan Johns.
I loved that pod.
Yeah, and it was just everything that he was speaking spoke to what we experienced that night. Like, you were so excited and so in the moment, and then like the next day you're like, did that really just fucking happen?
I'm not exaggerating. I still do it. Like,
yeah, me too.
It's surreal to think about it, right? And to your point, I think it's even better that I always remember 2017 and a whole bunch of people saying that Ryan Pace got fired after this draft. It was not universally beloved at all. And this one, to see it so positive. What's up, Edwin? With everybody, really tells you, that the ship got righted quite a bit. So I'm super thrilled.
Yeah, and it's just Adam Johns had the article in The Athletic. I'm sure you probably read that too. And I mean, that Ryan Pace literally comes out and tells the head coach, man, there's like 5% chance, maybe 10, but probably less than 5% chance that we can make this happen. And they're not just throwing bouquets out there. Justin Fields was their guy. I don't think it's out of the question that Justin Fields was their number one pick.
Oh no, I don't think there's. Yeah.
No matter where. Yeah, I think that they probably would have been interested in Lawrence, if they had number one. But it's I don't think Wilson. I don't think Trey Lance. I don't think these guys. I don't think they were brokenhearted to see those guys go off the board. I think, to me,
thrilled.
Absolutely
would be the way, especially after I don't know how many people have been watching all the news on Zach Wilson's mom and all the fun stuff she's doing. Like, that's another headache you don't have to deal.
Go ahead. No, I was looking at some of the things in the chat, and somebody did the Bears get compensated for the Leno pickup? They don't, because that's not how it works. It's they released him, and you're past the point with the compensation picks. He actually, I'm sure everybody knows, signed in Washington today for $5 million. That's interesting too. There with Washington, they drafted Cosme, at right around our original pick there, and I was kind of surprised that they went out and brought in Charles Leno too to add to their offensive line.
I think he's a swing tackle at that amount of money, though. I don't think he's
I agree, and that's
all.
A gigantic mistake. I mean, they tried playing him at right tackle, if you remember, Cars, way back in the day, and it was they course corrected that real quick. But actually, while we're waiting for Phil's shitty internet to boot back up, let's bring this up, and we can add the Bears schedule. We can add Claude. I know you want to comment on it, and Jackal, you can too. We'll throw that up there. And what do you guys, the first thing that stood out to me, and I know Steven Johnson from Shy City, I saw him talking about it on Twitter, and it is as long as I've been a Bears fan, I don't ever remember alternating weeks away, home away, home away, home away, not, not a homestand, not a 2-game road trip, anything like that. It's literally week by week. I haven't I haven't seen that in a real long time, if ever. But opening up on the road in LA, Sunday Night Football. I know the expectation from a lot of Bears fans, and they think that Justin Fields will come in and unseat Andy Dalton rather quickly. And to me right now, I think that the Bears want to make sure all the kinks are worked out on that offensive line. So they're going to be like, hey, Andy, we're giving you the $10 million. Yeah. If there's potential for you to get the shit knocked out of you while this offensive line works out the kinks, you're going to be that guy. But then, after 3, 4, 5 weeks, I think everything's off the table. And you see the Bears 4 out of their 5 nationally televised games are in the second half of the season. The NFL did that for a fucking reason, because it's going to be Justin Fields time. And when you hear a guy like Chris Zorich, you hear Cap talking about it, this one pick has moved the meter. If the Bears didn't go, if the Bears drafted Darrisaw at number 20, they're lucky if they get a single primetime game.
Yeah,
honestly. And this kid has moved the meter for this franchise, and the proof is in the pudding today. But what do you guys, when you guys look at this schedule, what are some of the games that are sticking out to you guys?
I'm looking at it. Obviously the first game's a tough game, but if we win that, I think they're all winnable, and we could be undefeated when we play the Packers.
Yeah, you have the week 2 though. The Bengals, man, Burrow. That could be, if Justin Fields is in there, that could be the guy that couldn't beat out Justin Fields at Ohio State.
Yeah, I think it's week 4 is the latest that you would see Fields start, right? Yep. Because Detroit is always prime. And you don't want to underestimate Cleveland. I think you're right, though. With a rookie left tackle, a guy who didn't start at center last year, the guy who started at right guard, now at right tackle, the line is going to be brand new. And from all accounts, it's going to be a much more smash mouth physical scheme. So I think there's going to be a little bit less of a push to rush him in. So I would look at, either starting week 2 or week 4 at the absolute latest. But the one that drives me nuts is the Baltimore to Detroit turnaround. That one,
they've done it before, Cars. Do you remember back in 2018, they had that, what was it, 3 games in 10 days or some craziness like that?
It was the worst 4 games in 17 days.
Is that what it was?
But it was like 3 of them in the first 10.
Yeah.
But that's a tough back-to-back, not necessarily Detroit, but like facing Baltimore is a very physical team, and then getting 4 days off to go beat up on Jared Goff is always going to be a tricky one.
One thing I want to point out, and I want a lot of Bears fans to realize, because I see a lot of this, and I know that don't buy into the strength of schedule hype. That is all based on what the teams did last year. That's all brought about pre-free agency, pre-draft, pre-trading. It's, Green Bay is going to make your strength of schedule go really, really high. If Green Bay trades Aaron Rodgers, and for instance, say they make a trade with Denver and they get Teddy Bridgewater back as the veteran quarterback, that strength of schedule, that strength of schedule doesn't change at all. So don't buy into the strength of schedule hype. It doesn't. It's all based off what that team did last year. Injuries factor in. You go on the road to Vegas and Derek Carr is injured. It's a whole different game. So I see a lot of people getting caught up into that, and
it never matters.
Yeah.
Green Bay's got a whole new defensive coordinator. That's not factored into this either, right? So, there's all these changes. You never know.
Every year is different.
Yeah, but like week 3 or week 4, you kind of know who's real, you know who's not, and then you can start making your true strength of schedule guesses at that point in time.
Yeah,
From
Phil.
now on, before every show, I'm gonna reset this fucking modem and router because it's so ridiculous. This service.
Phil, we threw the schedule up there, and just you take a quick look at it, and is there anything that's sticking out to you? I mean, I think to me, the bye week, that's where you want it.
Right in the middle.
If you're a team,
I think you pointed it out pre-show. I've never seen a schedule back forth.
Yeah, we were talking. We were talking about it
home.
when you were resetting, and I don't. All the years that I've been a Bears fan, I mean, not to have 2-game homestand, at a minimum. Sometimes you see 3 or go on the road for 2. I've never seen the alternating weeks like that. The one I was disappointed in, that's just because of me, was the Thanksgiving Day game. Fucks up my schedule big time, so it throws a wrench into.
I hate having to worry about the Bears.
Yeah.
On Thanksgiving, they fucked me over again. Those motherfuckers.
Well, one of the good parts of it is that, for the most part, outside of that Detroit-Baltimore pitch, you've got pretty much 7 days and 1 or 2 8-day breaks in between games. So I don't know who follows Warren Sharp, but he had a big thing about who's had the worst kind of quick turnarounds, and the Bears were one of the least fortunate teams as it relates to quick turnarounds. So to see them have more spaced games really is better overall, especially in a 17-game season, that they can probably not. But how about the amount of afternoon games too? You've got. It's not just the prime time. You've got the afternoon games, which are also prime. You could tell when they expect Fields to be starting by, and that people are really going to want to take notice.
Yeah.
And
I see
on that.
B-Bear. I love watching football on Thanksgiving. Phil and I are just talking about it from our perspective with families. The Bears are on, then we're going live, so it throws it pisses off the people that run our houses.
Exactly. That's the only thing, is we're sitting down to have Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, we piss them off anymore. I'm going to be moving to Iowa with Tooch. You know what I mean?
I don't sit in the living room, or I don't go in the dining room and eat. I'm fucking have a plate watching the game.
Oh,
screaming.
hell
you know what I'm saying? Fucking nothing is tasty. It's like I'm just fucking eating to get it over because I'm so invested. Then
I wait until after the game.
Unlike B-Bear and others, like Jim Larison enjoys it, we go live immediately after. So now I've committed the whole day, and I get that look from my most supportive wife ever, but still getting the look like, okay, we're not going to see you till 6 o'clock or whatever, 3:40, but that's just me being selfish and us doing, because we always commit to this network, and I'm excited. I'm already telling you right now, I'm going to Bears Packers. What is that? October 17th, Sammy the Bull. Bears Hour live from the stadium. I've told Shayne, just circle that. I'm telling cars, get ready. Phil and Shayne are coming to Chicago. What is it? Throw that schedule up there again for me. What is it? October 17th?
I have a feeling
October 17th. Yep.
1 o'clock kickoff. Claudio in the house.
Oh, yeah.
TTNL.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Tooch's Filipino wife will actually let him leave the house. He'll probably have to fucking
I hope so.
bring one of those play pens so his kids could be in the background at the stage.
Pack and play.
Yeah, Tooch
They can
has
stay
a
with
back
their
and
amp
play.
out there. Yeah.
Tooch is the only guy at the stadium with a pack and play at the tailgate.
You want to know the funny thing about that is, here we're just about 29 days away from the baby in this house, and I have a pack and play right behind me in that doorway that was just delivered a few hours ago.
Pack and play. The pack and play.
Haven't had to buy one in 10 years, so we had to update it.
If those of you just tuning in, we're supposed to have David Kaplan on tonight. We had an epic. I wish Cap had told me 10 minutes earlier. I would have kept Chris going with us because he was so amazing. But
he's going to be back though. He was excited.
Yeah,
he was I went into the private chat there and was looking around. He was talking some smack in the private chat. So man, I love that. He's like, "Fuck you guys, I'm staying on here while you're talking good about me, so I can listen." That's great.
That was such a great in like me and Shayne will have a conversation or cars and text tomorrow, and I'll just share it with you now. I mean, that's a proud moment for me because not only is it an epic interview for you fans or whatever, but I really I wear my heart on my sleeve. That guy did the same thing. He was what I wished I could have been. You know, he's that guy that story in above itself. Imagine losing your mom and having her do that and get to that pinnacle.
Right after the
unreal
the game. Like that's crazy. That's one of those moments when you're listening to it. I talk about our show from last week there. We're ripping through everything, and the Bears fan that was so excited about Justin Fields, and then ended up, a couple hours later losing his life, and you're just like, oh shit, that's crazy. But
oh my god, that was totally took a turn for the worse in shoutout segment when you brought that up. The reality is though, tonight, if you didn't get to see and you're just tuning in live now, Chris Zorich was phenomenal, very amazing, forthright, and the stories are worth the time. Obviously, this is a Bears show. Nobody, to me, he's one of those guys that you think of when you think of the Chicago Bear. That's just me, and that was awesome stuff. Cap, though, will be coming on next Wednesday, 7:30 Central, 8:30 East. Obviously, Tuesday, we're going to have another show. We're going to have two shows. We're planning on the go next week, Claudio. Two shows. We're going to have Emery Hunt. He's on mute. Claudio's on mute. Couldn't hear you for a second. There you go. So, Emery Hunt, and I believe we have another guest on Tuesday. I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah,
and then David.
The Windy City Productions
guy
that does the hype videos.
The guy who does the Windy City production hype videos that you all know and love. We're gonna have.
We're not gonna play any of his videos live because we're not gonna get copyright claimed. So we'll just talk about them we'll make them come alive verbally.
Yes, that's what we do. That's what she said. So the Windy City. Are we gonna get on him about the part or no? You're gonna let that go.
Oh God, don't piss off people. Like I said,
I'm asking. It's transparent. So yeah, the schedule came out. I'm sure Shayne said this. I heard Cars talking about it, but I gotta get my 2 cents in here. Don't send me your win-loss records. I already see someone in the chat.
Yeah.
Take that shit.
17-0.
Go with your toilet paper, wipe it out because it never comes to fruition. Because don't give me strength to fucking schedule in April and May or June. Oh, don't give me that shit. Save that shit for the fucking, NFL. Good morning, NFL, and let these fucking clowns talk about this shit. That's their thing to get you fired up. We don't try to get clicks here. We try to keep it 100. That's not how it rocks in my house. We roll with each game is one game at a time. That's how you go at this stuff. It's right now. It's the Rams.
Now that you have hope, it changes perspective because
God does it.
There's hope.
We have hope.
It does. It's who was talking about it. You want to go back when the Bears were winning and there was games you'd be like, oh man, yeah, I know we're gonna win this, and we have not had that feeling. You'd try to hype yourself up into certain situations, be like, yeah, if this goes right and this goes right, yeah, we could win. And
Facebook user, please go over to StreamYard. Let me put the banner up, or Jackal, put that banner up. Let them know. Go to StreamYard so we can see who's actually talking. It could be a blog boy for all I know. I don't know. I don't even want to put your comment up with your blog boy.
Bear down. Shayne, you're right. It's like, remember the Dick Duran year with Cordell Stewart? Like, we're all like, this is going to be the year. This is going to be the year. And
Oh yeah.
There's that that game forever will live in infamy, and it's always been like, I feel like we've been doing this for 2 decades now. Like, no, this is this.
Everybody comes out of the woodworks
year.
and tells you afterwards.
Yeah.
We're like, if you missed my rant on Jeff Hughes, aka the Bears blog,
might have been one of your best rants, I think.
Really? You liked it?
The
He'll
people
probably
just-
talk
the
about
people in
it
the
tomorrow
chat were
morning.
loving it.
He'll probably talk about it tomorrow morning on Twitter with one of his little audio clips.
He's too.
Good
Oh
morning,
my
Bears
God.
fans.
It's
Good morning, Bears fans.
You are now listening to Easy Rock.
The pick is Justin Fields. Yeah, the pick is Justin Fields. It's Justin Fields.
Bears fans, let's put this up. Can you read it to me in his voice? I would take a shot at Trey Lance before Fields, but I never said that because I deleted that tweet.
Justin
Little
Fields,
did I know.
trash.
Leo
He's going to
Pepper.
get somebody fired.
Justin Fields is trash. But
Actually,
now I'm going to come out there. And
we're
say,
working on another guest. Phil's got to give me some love because I did a.
What? You got
I
a
did
guest?
I did a. No, I said I'm working on one. I
Oh.
sent another thing, but I did a killer impersonation for you on the phone the other day.
Oh, my God. You have spot on. I love fucking impersonations. Now, there's a guy that coached with me. He tricked my mom. That's how much he imitates me, but he's
I
afraid to
tricked
come
Greg
on.
Bragg's mom.
Yes, you did.
I had nothing.
I'm so tired of not getting these pancakes. Now I gotta pay my own mortgage. Me. I'm spending $40,000 on my man cave. Fuck Phil and Shayne's patronage.
Yeah.
That's $7 a weed I could buy. Me.
We're gonna play a fun game coming up. I just wanted to bring it back. Yes, Jeffrey Hughes. No one's gonna pay you $100 to come on a fucking show.
$100 an hour.
You should pay me
$100 an hour. Yes.
What about $250 a week? $250 a week is good too.
Angelo wanted $1,000 a month. Jesus, speaking of
Wait,
him,
we could get paid doing this?
What?
Coach.
Angelo Marino from Wallingford, Connecticut.
At one point, Michael Jackson had to leave the Jackson 5. I know my worth, Coach. I know my worth. And if you guys aren't going to pay me what I'm worth, I'm going to have to leave. And I'll tell you what, Coach, I'm going to start my own podcast, and this is what I'm going to do. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. You guys are keeping it 100. I'm going to call my podcast Keeping It 1,000, Coach, because I'm going to be that much.
What? This is a true story.
None of this is
a true story.
This isn't. This isn't bullshit. This actually happened.
Oh, it is a true. He's gonna have to face the music
Yeah,
when
he's
he
gonna have to-
comes
yeah.
up. I did. Hopefully, he responds to my text. But yes, Angelo Joe Marino, our hype guy. This guy,
we love him.
Yes, we got somebody in the chat.
Oh, 5629. Is that?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
ours?
know
Is
who that lady is. You take her off. She's been stalking me for years. My wife won't appreciate that.
They could put her in a timeout.
Well, that's probably going to happen. That's for sure.
She was sharing your artwork that you drew on the sidewalk cars. I didn't know you're so gifted with sidewalk chalk.
You know, I try to maintain or hide all my gifts and talents at all points in time, but sometimes, you know, they just bleed through.
He's
Go
not
to bed, Steph. Go to bed.
Go to bed. Go to bed. It's bedtime.
Are you calling him?
Yeah, I'm calling him. See if he picks up. See if he wakes up.
He's probably in the movie. He's probably at the movies.
Coach, I'm at the movies, Coach.
Or he's burying someone in the barn.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe he didn't. He
He
usually
might
would
have.
pick up
He
one
might
ring.
have Carr's fathead in the barn. Doing
He
weird
does
things.
that in the barn.
There's a whole.
You must apply the lotion, Coach. You must apply the lotion.
Coach.
I have
Should we
not
leave him?
slept well
Should we-
since I saw that video.
203.
I won't put his number out there. I almost
Oh.
did that.
That was yeah.
Okay, I tried. We tried to get him. Tried to get him early. He fell asleep, or
He was
he's in the
so
movie.
excited.
I think he had a
So
birthday. It was
excited.
his birthday.
It was. We were gonna wish him a happy birthday. I put him.
Today's his birthday.
We had a nice talk.
We had a nice
happy
talk.
birthday, Angelo.
We bought him a canoe.
Yes. We bought.
Buy him an ashtray for the scooter. That might have been a good gift, right? That he could just snap on.
Those of you, go ahead. Do you have something?
Well, just on it. Yeah, it's on Facebook.
Is he on Instagram though?
No, but see, it's his birthday.
Oh, there you go.
Let's
Looks like your phone through
Is he on Facebook? Like, is it green? Is there a green dot?
No.
Okay. Because if I caught him out there, and
he's probably at Five Below buying a new phone charger.
He's buying shovels too.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
Oh, it says he's connected. Does that mean he's on?
Oh, text.
I'm gonna have to message him. What
Angelo,
should I say to him?
Angelo,
put the shovel down and get on the phone.
Happy birthday.
Get off the fucking.
I'm gonna say,
scooter.
Angelo, Phil wants to talk.
Coach Phil has
You're about to be fired.
You can talk
Angelo.
now. Angelo.
Yes.
That's just
there he is. The hype.
All right, good, Claudio. Very good.
What about Angelo?
What about Angelo? I don't know. We tried tonight. I know Johnny Necrone would have been excited, and Angelo has a lot of fans.
Cherie was sitting on the edge of her couch waiting for him to disappear.
Well, we'll get him on hopefully next time. Maybe he'll pop on. I sent him the link. It's in his hands now. But anyway, I still remember that moment like it was yesterday when he comes all the way up to the thing.
Yes. Yes.
What?
One more time, just because it's so, it makes me laugh.
Phil, yes.
Watch how close he comes up.
Angelo.
Yes.
You got to get it though from when he gets up.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah.
And
Because he couldn't hear us. He was so far away. That's why he came up. He's like, "What?"
It was
Shayne.
that, and Angelina was whispering sweet nothings into his ear the whole night, right? She just wanted to get him alone.
To 100 crew. So I'm talking with Chris Jackle and about the show, and then my phone's ringing. It's Angelo. So I'm like, "Hold on, Chris. It's Angelo." I pick up. He's like, "Coach, I'm so excited. When am I coming back on this show? It's the best show. I don't want any money. I made a mistake. I'm gonna bring so much hype."
You went from 1,000 a month to 0, just like that.
Give me Angelo or give me death.
Well said,
Yes.
Brian.
That's great, Brian.
AJ Smith,
Angelo
points,
or
Brian.
give me
no,
death.
I don't want that thought in my head. Don't.
We
no.
do need to get Acevedo on the
Sorry, Cars.
give me a tackle or give me a death t-shirt, a TTNL. I told Shayne we could have been Leno is gone t-shirt, bye-bye Walrus, all these things. We could have made them hundreds of thousands of dollars we missed out on. We can't miss out on give me a tackle or give me death. And then on the back, just have Jenkins' glasses, just his glasses. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he's got
you got to get his profile pic where he's like side profiled and looking back lovingly at.
I'm afraid like it'll be a
one.
copyright thing. I don't want to his identity, but his glasses on the back, everybody will know that's Tevin Jenkins. So give me a tackle, give me death, get some Tooch. Are you a graphic guy? Can you do something like that, Tooch?
Yeah.
Give me a tackle, give me death, and then on the back, because Alex Acevedo is saying we need a Tooch, the graphic designer. Let's make it happen. Look at that.
Yeah.
All right.
That sounds like a fun project. So
there we go. The t-shirt's gonna happen. And we also need a goddamn smartest man t-shirt. Can you design it? I don't want Shayne involved. I want you to design it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. It's going to be dope. Smartest man t-shirt.
Make it only come in medium like that.
Wait a minute. This is the one where he knocks over Trump.
No.
I love you. Oh.
It only comes in medium. That's it. That's it.
Medium. Oh my God.
Oh,
Walrus.
we love him.
Give me some t-shirts or give me death, Tooch. You have one. You got a job. The Open.
You have one job. Well, you have 78
He's got
of the
a
other ones
few
that Phil's
jobs.
also assigned you, but you
No, I
have
haven't
one
given him
job.
that many. This is a big job. Me and Shayne were actually talking about it this afternoon. We got to get some of these instant T-shirts designed. Okay? So give me a tackle, give me death. Am I right, Logan, Cherie, AJ, Smith? I saw Michael Williams. That shirt you're going to buy. I'm going to fucking buy it.
Well, people in the chat, if you guys got ideas for
If
shirts,
you have
put 'em out there.
ideas, send them out there. You're a Pure Bliss T-shirt. Alex Acevedo had said that too. I agree with Angelo. We can use Angelo's profile on the back. Anyway, we're shooting the shit. Kaplan, real quick. Let me get down to business, then we'll be back. And we're going to do a game, and then we'll wrap up with shout-outs. The game is going to be Bear Up, Bear Down. Favorite game on the schedule, worst game on the schedule. All around the room, you guys and everything. Okay, here we go. Business. Draft Dr. Phil's. The Tape Never Lies. Justin Fields will be released to patrons tomorrow. Tomorrow, patrons will be early. They'll get it early. And then on Friday night, it'll be released on our YouTube channel. This is, trust me, it was I did a whole thing, Chris Jackle, and it was fucking 39 minutes long. I'm like, I got to cut this down. But that was with the promos and everything. So I cut it down. I'll tell you right now, I think it's at like 27 minutes. 27 minutes. I haven't done any narration. We're going to do a behind the scenes this summer. I'm going to have Claudio come over, film me, showing you the end, how I break down the tape. If you're a patron member, you're going to see that, how I build, do my thing. I'm not going to show you how I manipulate or do any of that stuff because they'll imitate me, right? Logan, they'll copy my style. I don't want nobody doing that. But I will show you at Chris Jackle. You have that picture, Shayne, loaded? Chris Jackle, patron number 499. He got to witness. So I cut up all the tape real quick. 39 minutes, 24 minutes, whatever it is for the games. And then I go through it one at a time real quick like this. Off the top of my head, just narrating. So those narrations that you hear me do on the Tape Never Lies, Jackal, grab any Tape Never Lies and share it. That narration is done all in one shot once it's all built, because it takes you got to cut the plays, then you got to manipulate the plays, then you got to put them together and edit it. So I don't think people realize how much work goes into these things. That's Justin Fields stuff. Kaplan was supposed to be on the show tonight. Next Wednesday, 7:30. Chris Zorich has texted me. There's patron number 499.
Congrats on
Congratulations
the new house.
Even look at it. He had him design it on the windows.
Yeah.
He's
committed, man.
He is committed. He just signed the contract.
Yeah.
He probably paid $499 just for the attorney. They're probably more than that, right?
Greg Braggs didn't even congratulate. He's like, I have more windows in my new house than you do, Sandman.
My house is bigger.
$499. Congratulations to you and your beautiful wife. Great people. Have their new house. Patron number 499. If you're not a patron, get over there. What the fuck are you doing? Get over there, become a patron. We're going to be live Saturday, me and my father on X's with the O's, breaking down offensive tackle Larry Borum and one other player, possibly. Then on Sunday, Shayne, Bearlissimo, and myself, Draft Mob. And we are going to get into that. When do I get to jump?
Got a question on a new patron.
You just have to go over to the Facebook group and the people will allow you in once they verify your email address, Angela. So, Angela, thank you for being a patron.
Yep.
Get over there. Somebody go observe her. Shayne's probably on it.
She's in.
She's in. You're in. That's what she said. That's what he
right.
said. She's in.
I
don't
didn't
know what
say
Steph's
that,
saying.
Angela.
Me and Cars both have a Steph, so
Yeah.
I gotta watch what I say because somebody might be confused that I'm talking about that Steph and this stuff. There's so much going on. Back to business, though. Draft Mob Sunday, patron show. We break down the tape, breaking down these draft picks. We're going to go through some of these draft picks, like the running back from Virginia Tech, Khalil Herbert. Take a look at him. We're going to break them down by the
Mr.
tape.
Six Fingers.
Yes, that's an interesting story. So we're going to be breaking that stuff down. Draft Mob Sunday, X's with the O Saturday. Tomorrow, patrons, Justin Fields, The Tape Never Lies. Now, one other thing, music. I saw somebody do it. Shayne said it. I hope there's hope. And then this guy, hashtag new era. And that is going to be the name of the new song that me and Cool Kennedy are working on about the Chicago Bears. Little teaser. If you haven't heard the Leno song, I don't know what rock you're living under when it comes to keeping it 100. It wasn't a parody song, Mr. Penguin. It wasn't a parody. It's actually an original song. You don't get that shit anywhere else. You don't get that shit anywhere else, right, go. Mr. Penguin? Thank you.
Tooch, look up.
I don't give a fuck that he smokes weed. They all smoke weed.
Smoke weed every day.
Yes, we're the Brady Bunch here tonight. Look at this. All right, Tooch, we're going to remove you. We're going to bring you all back in a few seconds. Actually, where'd Cars go? I didn't mean to remove Cars. I meant to remove you, Claudio. Sorry. Here we go. Back to biz. Let's get down to...
I'm telling you, this game of football is determined by determination, pride, the love of the game.
The Tape Never Lies Network, home of the greatest Chicago Bears fans on earth.
Hey, what's going on? It's Mark Grody, Chicago Bears sideline reporter, and you are listening to Shayne and Phil on the Tape Never Lies Network.
Hey guys, it's your boy, the Superback Sean Sierra from Sports Zone Chicago, and I'm listening to my guys on the Tape Never Lies Network.
I'm JJ Stankovitz, and I'm keeping it 100 on the Tape Never Lies Network.
This is Brett Maley of History Channel's Pawn Stars, and you're listening to my favorite Bears fans, Shayne, Phil, and Claudio. They're keeping it real on the Tape Never Lies Network.
Well, this is Lawrence Funk from Funk's Barbershop, Chicago Barbershop and barber to the Chicago Bears. I'm here with my boy Phil. Claudio.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
I'm so excited for this, and I'll tell you what, after the game, I'm going to be on with my guys, Phil and Shayne, from the Tape Never Lies Network.
Yo, this is Big Steve Edwards, former Chicago Bear, offensive guard, offensive tackle. You're listening to my boys, Shayne and Phil, on the Tape Never Lies Network. They're always keeping it 100.
This is Olin Cruz with my boys on the Tape Never Lies Network, keeping it 100.
You're watching Keeping It 100 with Draft Dr. Phil Atoshin and Shayne, the smartest man, Marsaw, plus Claudio, the barber. Stay tuned for more Keeping It 100 right here on ShyCitySports.com and the Tape Never Lies Network.
Hey, what about me? Don't nerds count?
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man. Keeping it 100.
It's so hard having the manliest voice of everybody on this show.
Hey, what about me?
Hey, what about me?
Don't worry. When I hit puberty, everything's gonna change, and it's gonna be good times. It's gonna be good times.
I don't even know who hit that, but that was well done. Whoever produced that little bit, and imagine how much more. So that's why we needed Chris Zorich to get those 3 takes, because I'm going to produce, and thanks to my boy Jeremy Plashinsky, the bouncer, he sent me all of our great guests. That's just a little bit of our guests from that was at the 3/4 mark. What was that in Lovey Smith time? That was just at the first. Yeah. Remember that?
We're in the first quarter, and then we're into the second quarter.
Exactly. That was just at the first quarter. That was at the first quarter. Olin Kreutz is coming back on the show with his partner. Oh, yeah. That's coming up this summer or these next few weeks. Like I said, we're going to be breaking this stuff down. Let's get back to business, though. I think I said everything. Was there anything else, Shayne, in regards to?
No, we're going to announce, though, the unveiling, Phil, of the new product, the Lawnmower 4.0.
There you go. Should I isolate on you for this, Reed?
Yes.
No, I don't think you should at all because I have no plans to show you how it works. But
I think we find a new job for Angelo, though.
Yeah.
That's for
what? That man never turns down money. No, but head over to manscaped.com for your 20% off code if you use KI100 for Keeping It 100 and buy yourself the new and improved Lawnmower 4.0. They sent one to myself. They sent one to Phil with a little swag bag. There's a ear and nose trimmer in there, Phil. They gave us some cologne that was actually pretty dope. And I love their products, man. I'm not just saying it because they're helping us out here, but it's legit stuff. And take advantage of the 20% off coupon code KI100. Gives you the 20% off if you do the Lawnmower 4.0. And if you do, I don't think you'll be disappointed.
I am also a user of this, and I can tell you it works everywhere on the human body.
Yeah.
And I am a big fan of that because
you won't even need a barber.
Listen,
oh boy.
Sammy the Bull, before you go, I can't believe you're leaving me. Well, let's plan that Green Bay game, October 17th. All right, buddy. You're going to be in charge of logistics, you and Mikey Tenerelli. All right, now we're going to bring everybody back. Chris Jackle's going to play this game, and you in the audience are going to play this game. So, Shayne, how are we doing this now? Is it?
I don't even know what the game is you're playing, so you can fill me in.
Bear Up is the favorite game or the best game that you think. We can build it on.
Favorite or your least favorite game in this game?
Bear Down will be the least favorite. So we do the opposite. We're bringing it back, baby. October 17th. If you're a big TTNL fan like my boy, The Voice, this is the voice of the network. He does all of the intros like this. If you hear this voice.
Bears fans, when you think of toughness and blue.
That's Lawrence Fleming, the voice of TTNL. He'll be there. Anybody down, you're going to be down. We're going to be in Chicago, not Chi-Town, Shayne. We're going to be in Chicago.
Nobody calls it that. Nobody here calls it.
Nobody.
So we will be there. TTNL, bringing the voice. We're also going to be traveling to Pittsburgh.
Yes.
We're going to be on the road to Pittsburgh. So
that's going to be the whole. That's going to be a lot of the crew. That's going to be
TTNL crew.
Yep.
Away game will be at Pittsburgh. I get to meet Lawrence Funkster Jones. Funkster Jones will be in the building. Anybody?
Yeah,
so we'll obviously be
everybody
talking
in the
about
100
this.
crew. That's the game you want to go to. If you guys want to
Or
party
the
with
Green
us
Bay
and
game too.
tailgate, yeah, or the Green.
We're going to be there doing the show live. I don't know. Pittsburgh might be tough. They'll throw us out of there. But if you're going to the Steeler game, TTNL, wear your swag. We're going to have set it all up, and we'll be obviously telling you exactly what it is. Cherie will be there in Pittsburgh. I think I said it wrong. So those are the couple announcements. Now, though, we are going to play Bear Up, Bear Down. And we're going to go through. We're not doing predictions, so we're not doing bold predictions yet because that's just dumb. I don't like predicting wins and losses. And
17-0. Next question.
17.
Exactly, Cars.
17-0. I'm looking for Bear Up, Bear Down. Do we see it? Does anybody
Should
see?
still
There
be
it
there,
is.
no?
You ready?
Got it.
Everybody ready to play?
Phil Atosian, Shayne Marsaw, the Tape Never Lies Network.
A bear up, a bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up, a bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up, a bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up, a bear down. It's Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man around. A bear up. This week, Draft Dr. Phil and Shayne Marsaw, the smartest man. Bear ups and bear downs of the week.
Bear up, bear down. We're taking a look at this schedule here. It's just come out. Chicago Bears official. I got to say this, to not have Khalil Mack on the cover to me is a huge media mistake. Like David Montgomery, Mooney, but not Khalil Mack, Jalen Johnson. No, that's a fucking drop. Yeah. Shayne wanted the rookie.
Yeah.
Justin Fields. I was against Justin Fields. Cars.
Like that.
Why
would you be against it?
He's the face of the.
He's not there. He's the rookie. He hasn't done it yet. So I would wait on him. But Khalil Mack is.
Fuck is Jalen Johnson done?
I don't agree with Jalen Johnson.
Khalil Mack needs to be on that schedule.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, 2 votes.
Khalil, Justin Fields, and David Montgomery could be on it.
On the panel, real quick, and you guys in the chat. This is me and Shayne. We're disagreeing. We're not bear ball washers. Whatever the fuck those.
But you're not from Chicago. You guys don't have an opinion.
I guess. Remind me to address meatball. Don't let me forget that.
We spent the first 20 minutes of the show addressing that.
No, we addressed fraud in this, but meatball. Okay, I'll address it now. Meatball is what we do here. We go against the fucking meatball. We talk the truth. We called Leno out. He's gone. We did all of these things. That's a meatball. That's the bigger meatball right there. But call me a meatball or Shayne or anybody on this network is ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
You can call me one because that's fairly accurate. Like
I eat a lot of them, so I could be one.
We even coined the term meatball back in 1986. I remember it very well. I was like, these are a bunch of fucking meatballs because they kept just, no matter what happened, going to this positive place. And I just don't do that. I got to keep it 100. I got to call it out. If they suck, they suck. That's what you do. That's what separates us. Anyway, I addressed the meatball. Here we go with the schedule. Real quick, I want to see, do you think Justin Fields should be on the picture of the schedule? Shayne said yes. I said no. He's not there yet. Tooch, we'll start with you. Are you Team Phil or Team Shayne?
Well, I think he should be on there. He's the future of the franchise.
He says
I guess I'm on Team Shayne, yeah.
He answered it without answering it. So
I think he should be on there. I think there's
Cherie is Team Shayne. Bear Down is Team Shayne. Angela, I'm starting to like this girl. Angela, patron member, says no.
Agree with him. Who saw that coming?
It's a fucking picture of a schedule. Who gives it?
This is fun to me. I like
my
the
vote
interaction.
just be I don't care either way. I think that wasting any more time towards this is ridiculous.
All right, he gets removed. Come on,
he's in a timeout with Mrs. Cars.
He's on a timeout with Stephanie Cars.
Tough crowd.
You
I'll
got
take
it. Okay. Claudio, are you team
Yeah,
Phil
I'm
or
sorry,
Shayne?
Phil. No, I'm team
You're
Shayne.
team
man.
Shayne.
Yeah.
Jackal, team Phil or Shayne?
You know, I'm on team. I'm team Phil. I don't think he should be
Yes.
on, but then again, I just, you know, I think there's other guys that should, you know, have that honor if it is even an honor. But you know, with that being said, I'm ready to move on.
Okay, but that's
Yeah.
what
We're on
I
to
wanted.
Green
The
Bay.
panel, the chat is involved with it. This is where Cars doesn't understand the
Yes.
game. You got to have interaction and love and passion. Team Phil, Team Shayne. Do you have an opinion at least? Are you with me? Like he has to do something, then he's the face. Obviously,
Putting
he's
him
the
on
face.
putting him on the picture of a schedule doesn't mean
It kind of says a shot at Andy Dalton to me. It would be like,
who
fuck
gives
you.
a fuck?
Yeah, right.
I
You
do.
think-
I
was it a-
care.
The
As a
Bears
coach,
care
I would
about
care.
They shouldn't have
So-
drafted Justin Fields because that was quite the fucking kick to the
I
balls.
didn't say that. I didn't.
No,
say
that's what I'm saying, dude. It's this.
if you go out
franchise
there
is so
and put
backwards
him
for that
on the
shit.
cover, then you're telling there is no quarterback contract. He's the guy. So I think I'm right.
Yeah,
I really do.
That makes. I mean,
But you're looking
that
into
makes
it
a
too
little
much.
sense.
It's about marketing.
You're the guy that
No,
looks
but
into
optics
everything.
mean- yeah.
Exactly.
The optics would tell the whole team, "Fuck Andy Dalton." So now you lose the locker room. That's
the
what I'm
entire
saying.
team you think that there's one fucking player on the team right now that is
I
saying,
do. I
fuck
definitely,
that.
won't even see
definitely
that
think
schedule.
Akeem Hicks looked at that and said, "Why the fuck ain't I on it?" I swear to God.
No, that's you're not listening to what I'm saying. You think that there's any fucking player in there that is saying, "Oh my God, they can't put fucking Andy Dalton is our fucking quarterback"?
Yeah.
No, dude, this is Justin
I'm
Fields
telling
all
you,
the fucking time.
You're wrong, only because
I'm not wrong.
Andy Dalton came here to be the quarter. They signed him.
Yeah, but
You
Phil,
put
so did
Justin
Mike
Fields
Glennon.
on it.
I think that
Mike
schedule,
Glennon, that was a
that picture
fucking-
is to show the future, the young guys. Because look, you don't have
No,
you don't have
Claudio.
A-Rod
No,
on
no,
there.
no.
Wait, you don't have Allen Robinson.
Well,
you have
you
Mooney.
just said
So they're showing the future
A-Rod
of the
also
Bears.
showed you his ass because he's being very, what would we call it? He's not
Bitchy.
team guy. Bitchy. Thank you. That A-Rod, I'm fine with not being on there. I believe
they're trying to
Khalil
show the
Mack,
focus.
Khalil Mack, David Montgomery, and I'm okay.
This isn't
with
about
that.
set. This is all Cal got it right, dude. This is all about marketing. All about marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Put it out there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, you
It's the
got
marketing
pissed
the
off
next
because
generation.
Fields wasn't on there, so that brought up the conversation.
That's what I'm saying. He should be.
What's childish?
All right.
Talking about this? I don't.
All right,
understand.
we'll do the bear up, bear down.
Let's do the bear
Let's
up,
do
bear
it. Why
down.
not? Why not? Might as well.
Claudio, bear up.
Oh, you got me.
Actually, we
Well,
go
want me to
bear
start?
down first. Your worst game.
So, oh man. All right, the worst game of the schedule. Let me take a look here. I'm gonna
up on the
say
screen.
just because of the
You can look at your computer, Claude.
Claudio,
yeah,
up in
it's
front
small.
of you.
Honestly, it's so
Oh.
freaking
Yeah, we're
tiny
gonna-
on the computer. I can't see it. I don't know. You know what?
How small is this?
Honestly,
computer?
I would say,
Never ask a man that question.
yeah. I don't know. It's tough. Bear down.
I
All
can
right,
answer
Jack,
that.
what about
question.
you?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Go ahead, Jackal.
I'm not ready.
So-
Skip Claudio. Skip him.
Go ahead. I'm not
So the
ready.
bear up, right? We're doing opposites,
No,
right?
bear
No, we're
down.
doing down.
Bear
Gotta
down
get the
first.
That means a
down.
game I'm excited for.
The
No,
least.
Name your
no,
least
Least
excited.
excited.
All right.
All right, Jackal fumble. Tooch, you're up next.
I'll take the October
definitely deserve
3rd
that.
Lions with Jared Goff. That bores the
Nah.
fuck out of me.
There you go.
Boring.
October 3rd. Cars. Since Claudio and Jackal are still thinking.
So mine is week 7 against Tampa, just because it's right after Green Bay. You go to Tampa, and then the next week is San Francisco. So like you're going all the way East Coast, and then a week later full West Coast, and that's going to be a really good defense after facing.
Fields versus Lance, maybe.
No, it will not be. Trey Lance is not going to set foot on the field at all this year. So that's why Tampa. It's a rough time.
What cars
It's a
do you
rough
think he
matchup.
will dress? Like, so we had a first-round quarterback last year that didn't even dress for their team.
Who's that? Who's that again?
Jordan Love.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, I don't think he will. I don't think he will dress. I think who's the Iowa? They'll have someone else there to back
Chad
up.
Kelly.
It won't be Blake Bortles, sadly for them, but it'll be someone. No, I don't think Trey Lance is going to be dressed at all this season for them.
So who's that? Did that leave me? I go next.
Yeah, you can go.
So my bear down would be week 18. I'm so sick of playing Minnesota the last fucking game of the year.
You took my fucking same fucking point.
I was worried when Carr said week 7, and I still had the week 17 in my mind, but it's week 18 now. I'm gonna fuck that up all year long.
Do the records now get thrown out, Cars, because of the extra game? Now we're dealing with different kind of numbers because you're a numbers.
If you don't rush for 1,000 yards in 17 games,
yeah.
I mean, what is it now?
Even in 16, it's 65 yards a game, right? It's the 1,000-yard rusher is not. I don't want to say not anything, but it's not anything, right? Like you got to start getting to 1,300. Yeah, you need to start getting to 1,300 plus yards.
Yeah. Yep.
And then it really means something. So yeah, the numbers, the way they'll do it is they'll start to change it to yards per game, right? Like your average yards per game passing. Because like if Justin Fields throws for 4,000 yards, great. But if it's in 17 games, all of a sudden it doesn't look as great.
Yeah, that's gonna be something that I know a lot of the blog boys are gonna get under my skin with, because they're gonna debate and try to manipulate their narratives, or like the blog. He's gonna try to. How's he gonna wiggle out of those statements? I know one of our 100 crew already confronted him with a screenshot of it, but they'll figure out a way. They'll make narratives based on this extra game, and I don't know if I actually like the extra game because of that.
I wish there was an extra bye. That's my biggest
makes
complaint.
a hell of a lot more sense.
If they had an extra bye, I would like it a lot more, because you don't care about player safety as much as you keep saying you do if you just throw an extra game with nothing else.
Let me give you my bear down, since Shayne actually took the same one.
Jackal, you got something on your nose?
How's that smell?
My bear down is December 5th against the Arizona Cardinals, because that's my wife's birthday. So having a fucking game on your wife's birthday, that is that look. Because Steph is a big birthday person. Like she don't care. She's gonna have cake.
Dude, you made her wedding day about the Chicago Bears. Yeah. She can fucking get over it, right, Steph?
I'm gonna play that.
Notice he's asking that about somebody else's wife and not his own.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's so funny, Phil, because
mine can't chase me right now, so I'm saying I can say whatever.
I literally just looked, and that's going to be my bear down, because the second week against the Bengals is on my wife's birthday, September 19th. So I was literally going to say the same thing, because I'm going to be at your house for like 8 hours between the game and between BHL. She's going to be like, what the fuck? Yeah. So I'm going to have to get her something really good.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. And like I said at the top of the show, you don't schedule your baby's christening. Let me just isolate on me for a real quick second. I'm going to give a PSA.
Thank God you haven't gotten enough screen time today.
I've been off the air, actually. Real quick. This is the most happy guy in the whole building right there. Look at him. He gets joy out of my suffering. It's all
just
good.
the fact that he even made you take the whole thing. I mean, that's
the whole. Yeah. Hey, it is what it is. But I was trying to give every millennial an. Oh my God. I'm saving this up now. I'm remembering this. You don't schedule your christening or your wedding or your son's birthday party. I don't even care if your son or daughter are born on that day. Have it on Saturday. That is the written rule. When you go to a fucking movie theater and watch the new Marvel movie or the new Star Wars movie on a Sunday when the Bears are playing, you're not a Bears fan. That's the truth.
Why do you think we're having our baby in June?
Exactly. You got to plan this shit. You got to plan this shit, and you got to understand.
Riley was born in February. We knew we weren't going to the Super Bowl, so we were safe. Actually, 2010 we were close. 2010 we were close.
The reason why they have a
season.
fucking show, for God's sake, about the release of the schedule is for you, the fan, from Angela, Cherie to Avon Walker, my boy, taking those shots at these blog boys. I love it. Love it. There he is, Avon Walker. You don't schedule anything on a Bears Sunday. If the Bears are on a bye, have at it. You got it. Have your wedding that day. I'll be there. But if you don't do it, Penguin. Don't do it, Penguin. There's my
all right. So Phil, we get to reverse this, and you get to go first here.
Here we go. Bear up.
Bear up.
Bear up. I'm pissed that they put. I gotta keep it 100. I'm pissed they put the Steeler game on Monday night. I was really hoping. Now I got to take 2 days off of work.
It's gonna be worth it.
It's fucking pisses.
2 good
me
road
off.
trips, bud. Come on.
Are we gonna be able to do a live BHL, Shayne, from Pittsburgh?
Yeah, in the Dunkin' Donuts parking lot using their Wi-Fi.
No, we're gonna have cars set this up. We have him for a reason on this network. It's for his IT stuff.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
We gotta get the portable modem. I remember this dude brought his satellite dish out there, plugged it into his fucking lighter, and was watching the Sunday Ticket in the parking lot. He had a dish right there. I will not attend anything on Thursday, Sunday, or Mondays. There you go.
This is from Cherie.
Cherie. She wrote it all down.
That's awesome.
I love
I
her.
will be high strung and loud if you are around me while the Chicago Bears are playing.
That should be on a t-shirt. That right there should be on a t-shirt.
Right on the back. TTNL.
Right on the back.
Don't give Greg Braggs any idea. He'll be making fucking hoodies.
Braggs in the stands.
Fat Mike is writing this down.
All 7 people that watch those shows will buy that merchandise too.
Hey man, that's 7 sweatshirts.
Oh, that's rude, Cartman. I had 11 people watching my show.
So you got a question. You got a
Okay,
question
Phil.
here.
So
Okay,
you're
Phil.
saying my wife is pregnant Sunday and delivering the baby. Should I push the baby back in
Duct
the
tape.
vagina?
Pretty
No,
easy.
Just don't go to the birth.
Tape it up.
My wife, true story. My boys were born January 28th. She's like, if the Bears were doing well that year. She's like, if they're in the Super Bowl and I go, I'm gonna be watching on my phone. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
She knew. She's like, oh my God. I go, yeah. Her mother, Maron. Where's that guy?
Phil, you are the type of father that
Maron
complains about. She'll be like,
What's
this
that?
guy came in and brought, my wife will be like, this guy's husband came in today
okay.
bringing an Xbox, and his wife is sitting there pushing.
No, I wouldn't
And he's
do
like,
that.
on his Xbox Live, tell her to be quiet because,
Oh my God, no way.
he's trying to go play,
The
knock somebody
football
out.
game, I would honestly, keeping it 100 like the show, I would put it there and I would be unreactive like I was at that wedding. I was like silent. Yes. Nobody knew I was watching the game, which was great. I pulled it off. She's like, I can't believe you did that.
No one knew, right?
No one knew.
No one knew.
Anyway.
Actually, let me
Bear up, though. I got sidetracked with the Pittsburgh. Yes, we're going to Pittsburgh. TTNL will also be there.
We did
Trying
just
to bring-
get some. We got a picture from inside the Jackal delivery, Phil.
Did you?
Yeah, it's from Jackal.
Oh my God!
He was. Nice job, Chris.
There it is.
Wow, I don't even know what to say.
Pain, Chris
Actually,
I
gotta share the story about this. When I found out that we were having a baby, I found that picture and I've put it in my favorites because, like, as soon as we leave to go have the baby, I'm gonna tweet that out.
Yeah,
or put it on
That's great.
Facebook. So, like, all my family, I'm gonna be like, yeah, this is fucking totally. This isn't
This
bad
is
at
the
all.
easiest thing ever.
Yeah, fire everybody up. So solid work there, Jackal.
Hey, aim to please.
That is modern pizza. No, that's Greek. I could tell by the way they cut it. That's the Greek cut right there. See that? Because if you see a pizza like that,
if it's not Aubon pan at St. Francis, then I don't know what it
not
was.
triangles. Aubon pan. I remember my boy like, oh, I love Sbarro.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Michael Scott. Now it's time for some real New York pizza.
He went all the way to fucking New York
for Sbarro.
I watched that episode like 3 or 4 nights ago.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
god.
so did
I love this show. I love you guys. My bear up for this has gotta be. It's gotta be. Oh my god. I got 2 choices and I'm trying to decide. I'm gonna say Sunday, October 17th, against the Green Bay Packers. I'm gonna steal my boy
Blake
Adam
Bortles, Green Bay Packers.
Make sure that Aaron Rodgers, where is he? I want to see that clip now. Do we have that clip?
Ranks rant.
A rank rant clip? Oh my god, that was perfect. When he's saying, make sure, I don't want to hear it. You have Aaron Rodgers.
Chris Sandlin's in the house, Phil.
$4.99 made it. There he is. He's in the house.
The better half.
Packers, Bears, I really believe this is my bold prediction, Shayne. Justin Fields will be starting that game.
You really think so?
Yep.
The
right
first
there.
game? The first Packer game?
10-17. The first
I
Packer
say he
game.
will be starting no later than week 4.
We're gonna do a little prop bet
That's
here.
my cards. I'm actually with you. My
Detroit is the perfect team to start off anybody against. I don't know if you know this. They don't own the Bears anymore, so
and the Browns have a chance to be solid. And I think that could be Dalton's last sacrificial lamb game, where he just gets, if he does get ragtagged, if the line's not ready yet, or if they're still trying to work the kinks out. But that, because the Browns could be tough. I
think if anything, you look at that, that's the most likely. And Green Bay's defense isn't all that, and Oakland's defense is meh. So it puts in a good stretch.
It gives him a couple of games under his belt to go into Tampa, play
Tampa.
Man,
we got breaking news.
And the Gronkaneers.
Yeah.
Should we break it or should we save it?
Well, you can tease it. You can tease it if you want.
Fuck it.
Yeah, a little breaking
Whatever it is,
TTNL news.
Little breaking TTNL news from our boy, our friend of the show, our guy. What do we call him? Our manager.
Yoko.
Mr. Johnson?
TTNL. No.
Mr. Larison.
Jim Larison, TTNL.
Breaking news. The Tape Never Lies Network. Breaking news.
TTNL breaking news from our guy, our manager, Shayne Phil. Shayne Phil.
Get that off the screen.
We are happy to announce that we're locking in Robert Mays. Do you know Robert Mays?
Oh yeah,
Big Bears fan.
He was equally excited as we were
about
when
Justin
when the Bears traded up.
Yes, he was.
So we got Robert Mays gonna be coming on Keepin It 100 in the coming weeks. We're gonna lock him in. I know I've wanted to debate him on a few topics.
From the
Athletic.
Athletic?
We will do that. Yeah,
Yes.
Robert Mays from the Athletic. So
Formerly of The Ringer.
Formerly of The Ringer. If you know him from that podcast, I know he's a big time Bear. He's been on NFL Network, a bunch of other things. Big personality, funny guy. I think he'll
Huge
fit right
Bears
in.
fan. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Robert Mays, as we're doing live, breaking that news. Okay, so
yours was 10-17, Phil. Your
and I gave a bold prediction. So why don't everybody add their predicted game where Justin Fields sees the field, sees his official start, not when he comes in for. If he comes in for injury, you get a bonus, okay? But when you officially think he starts, I say 10-17 against the Packers, and that is my favorite game. That is mine. Shayne, we'll go with you next.
Well, just because of the circumstances in terms of the favorite game, I mean, it's pretty easy if this unfolds the way we want it to. I'm looking at that Pittsburgh game just because of not only because of Bears football, but because of meeting up with 100 crew, you guys, and just, having a good time and that atmosphere downtown Pittsburgh. I mean, it's going to be a magical time. Hopefully our QB1, hopefully he's in
According
tow.
to my schedule, he'll be in there.
Right. But we don't want to upset Andy Dalton and put him on a schedule.
That's right, Shayne.
No, but
you know it, Shayne.
But yeah, mine would definitely be the Pittsburgh, just because of the how everything is just everything going together. But what is my prediction game for Justin Fields? I actually think he's going to come in Vegas.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm
coming in Vegas.
Yep. I'm going to
on the road against the.
If you want to play along here, your favorite game and your prediction.
How much, Rashad?
I'll keep an eye on you guys in the chat. Rashad Cool Kennedy said the Lions game or the Raiders game. That's not how you play. You only get one.
So I'll just go. I'll piggyback off of Shayne. I got to do the Steelers too for a couple of reasons. First of all, everybody coming is going to be great, and we're going to need everybody because I've been to the Bears-Pittsburgh game in Pittsburgh, and those fans are fucking rough. So we need to roll deep, all right? So when we're tailgating, we got to roll deep, all right? And then also, Phil knows this, the Steelers are my brother's and my dad's favorite teams. So I want to win that fucking game. You know that. So
he doesn't even know.
Dirty.
It's
you don't
fitting,
expect it. You just start talking, and you just finally realize.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But then you could just go to Brand and just stop it for you. Don't have to let it play. You're doing that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So that's it. Pittsburgh is my and my bold prediction. Honestly, dude, I think Fields is determined, and he's gonna fucking just go crazy at training. He's gonna be week 1. I think he's gonna be our week 1 fucking starter. This dude has determination in his fucking eyes. Oh, there's a.
I can't.
Determination in his fucking eyes.
just like Claudio showed the determination right there to be on screen. That is exactly what I want to see out of the quarterback.
2 things I taught my son and all my children: you always surround yourself with good people, and the tape never lies.
That's right, Coach. I thought it was going to be determination, but
that one works too, Phil.
That one worked. Anyway, look at you, Tooch. You're a big prop bettor. You get all excited. We got a guy on the phone named Tooch. He's got his bold prediction. Where is it going? What do you got, Tooch?
Week 1, dude. I'm the biggest Justin Fields fan in the world, Phil.
It's his number right there.
Yep. Week 1. I wrote a song for Justin Fields.
Oh, let's hear it.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
All right.
Waited a lifetime for the Bears to draft a good QB. But now the Bears drafted you. Together we'll make history. And I know it must be the player in you that brings out the fan in me. I know I can't help myself. The Bears are the world to me. Fields is our QB. Fields is our new QB. Fields is our QB. Fields is our new QB.
All I need is Bill and Ted.
That's not going to make the That's not going to make the TTNL soundtrack.
I wanted to throw my underwear at you, bro.
I got to show sour-faced Jay Cutler, Mitch, and Dalton. You know, all
Where
in one.
is Cool Kennedy? I want.
He's not
review
happy
on
right now.
Cherie's response says it all.
Yeah.
Tooch bringing his passion to the table on the network.
Well done, Tooch.
Very well done.
Thank you.
That was good. That was
Listen,
good, man.
David Williams is giving you. It sucks, but
Do you want to do it a cappella?
give us a little acapella, dude.
The pressure's on.
That's Phil's right. I don't have a Cool Kennedy laying around. I could just whip up something.
You went out there. You sang the song. You have the passion. Listen,
I loved it.
And every time anybody hears that Foreigner song, they're not going to think Fields like the first time. They're going to say Fields is our QB because Fields is our fucking QB.
I would help you with some of the lyrics. I would have.
Well, I'll be working on the copyright claims here in about 27 minutes.
Oh, don't worry. YouTube's already sent the email, Shane.
Listen,
Here's a bold prediction. Tooch will not have a record deal anytime soon.
Rashad Kennedy's giving you
I'm
3
Matt,
guitars.
cut me some slack.
No, it was great. I'm
There's
joking.
no slack in
It
this
was great.
group.
There's a lot of balls. I wouldn't do that shit.
It's going to be a no for me, dog.
Listen, everybody needs a song. So Tooch has got his song in the books. Claudio is going to work on his song.
Yeah. Oh, one of these
Shayne is working on his rap debut.
Yep. It's going to be sweet.
Card would be. I
Not
can't
happening.
wait. I can't
Absolutely
wait
not
for
happening.
that.
You're
song.
duetting with Angelo, though.
No.
Yes.
No.
What?
Ebony and Ivory, you two. It's already been discussed.
Captain and Tennille, maybe.
Captain and Tennille.
Captain and Tennille would make a lot of
I
sense.
can see you guys singing "Somewhere Out There." Remember that song?
That was Diva.
Where?
Ours.
I would get too lost in Angelo's
There.
eyes. Like I can't. You have to sing that looking at him, and I feel like I would just keep losing the lyrics because I'd get so lost in those swimming pools. So I just can't do it.
Swimming pool. Anyway, we're always having fun. Tooch.
My bear up,
Yeah.
up, man. Christmas weekend is going to be great. You got Christmas Day on Saturday, Christmas Eve on Friday, Christmas Day on Saturday. You wake up Sunday, and the Bears are playing Russell Wilson.
Where did his voice go?
I have no idea how to roll with it.
He went into a song there, Tooch.
Christmas weekend, Christmas
Yeah,
Eve Friday,
that's
Christmas Day Saturday. Sunday, we're playing Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf. Man,
There
come
you
on.
go.
That's a great weekend.
It is.
Cherie's going to sing a hook.
Oh, there we
We're going
go.
to get everybody from the network to do one song. We should remake We Are the World. We are the Bears.
Oh God.
Motherfuck the
Shane.
Packers. That's
I
it.
think Cars just got sick a little bit.
I threw up in my mouth a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll give you that one part, like when Cyndi Lauper was like,
No, don't even give me that. That's gonna be so off tone and just
that's
absolutely
okay. Tooch
brutal.
did it.
No,
I love
Tooch
Justin
is better
Fields,
than
man.
me.
I'm so happy we have Justin Fields. This is-
Do that thing with your voice.
How did you do that?
Fields is our QB.
Oh, shit.
Hey, there it is.
There it is.
Thank you.
Anyway, I like that Christmas Day with Tooch. The gifts, all around.
Yep.
Is it Christmas Day? Fuck.
It's the day after Christmas.
Day after. I can do the day after.
Yeah.
That's actually a good thing because you know that. Do you guys have that after Christmas like letdown? Like it's over. The build up was so long.
It was all for that.
Like
See, I have a
now we
different-
got the game. Now I could deal with that.
I have to
And
deal
we
with so many people on Christmas Eve. I'm more of an antisocial person, so I am drained. So if I just have to sit in the couch in my basement and
What
not
you get
talk to
for
people,
finding those new family members?
oh
Cars.
yeah. Now I got
That's
more
good.
people I gotta go meet with. God, gotta fake it that I'm a decent human being in front of a new stranger audience.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
You don't have to fake it too hard, Cars. You're a good dude.
Before
Claudio's
we
birthday is
lose
that
Phil
day.
again, because Phil's starting to fade out a little bit.
I am.
You were just
Yeah.
a second ago, yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
you were blurring up.
So who's next here? We'll wrap this up.
I'm going week 3. Bear down. I think putting the world on notice.
We're on
Beating
Bear
up.
up. We're
Bear
on
up.
Bear
I meant. Beating up the Browns.
Jackle's
Beating up the
terrible
Browns
at this
week
game.
3.
Jackle's
Nice.
first time on the air.
I'm working on like 3 hours sleep in the last 6 days.
cut him a
Cut
break,
me a
guys.
little bit of
God
slack.
damn.
But
Yeah, you.
I walked right into that.
Yeah.
No, I just I like that week 3 game against the Browns. Just letting and to Tooch's point, if Fields is number 1 QB, QB1 week 1,
Feels like the first.
that's just putting the league on notice. If they could beat up on the Browns week 3, let them know. I like that going into the the rest of the season. I just like that game a lot.
There you go.
Lou Graham, one of the great all-time rock voices, though, huh, Phil?
I guess I'm gonna go with you there.
Going into the weeds with
Jackal. That Browns game could be a shootout with Fields as our quarterback. It could be a shootout.
him and
Never
Baker.
know.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
I like that
Baker
game. And,
versus Justin. He's making
Baker's playing for that contract extension, so who knows? Maybe Aaron Rodgers in Cleveland next year.
Cars.
I hope-
You're Bear up.
So I am pulling the Draft Dr. Phil. I have a 1A through 1D.
You can't do that.
And
You got
that's
5.
I'm
Taking the
doing-
first quarter of the season, Cars.
I'm taking in all seriousness, weeks 14 through 17, and the reason for that, it's probably going to be Green Bay with no Aaron Rodgers, Minnesota, who should have and wanted
Kellen
Justin
Mond.
Fields but didn't get him,
Nice.
Russell Wilson, and then Daniel Jones, who should never ever be a reason to not draft a quarterback. Like those teams, that's going to be a fun one when we get to trot out our fun new toy. And the Minnesota Vikings have to trot out Blake Bortles, or the Packers Bortles, Kirk Cousins, who Justin Jefferson does not want to play for.
Kellen Mond.
Yeah, that's going to be another guy who's not going to be active for a game next year or this year. So that's my favorite. And as I said earlier, I think week 4 is the absolute latest, but that's going to be my prediction of when Justin Fields starts.
I like it. I like it. Did everybody go? Everybody went, right?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. We did it. We did it all.
All right.
Guys,
There we
hit the
go.
like button. Subscribe to the channel. We always end the show with our shout outs. We're going to do that right now on the network, produced by our producer, Cool Kennedy. The shout out song, SpencerStrong shout out song. Where is it? Real quick.
You got it, Phil.
Real quick. Real quick.
Shout out Tape Never Lies. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. We gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love. From the fans in the stands to the follows on the gram. Thanks for your support, showing love in the DM. We stay Spencer strong, fight together till the end. Now it's time to shout out worldwide friends and fam. Like
the network that keeps it real, 100 crew. So many in the world that I gotta show love to. For some, this part signal show is at its end, but for me it's so important to thank the charter members and the fans. Built the network, speak the truth through the tape. Never run around the truth, no narratives we create. Set them straight, no bubble screen on 4th and 8. Claudio, Shayne getting nervous cause keeping them up too late. That's it, no more to say they get the shot of vital. But hurry up cause the postman's getting homicidal.
shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too.
The network that keeps it real. SpencerStrong.
Claudio doesn't like that part. He never does, but it is what it is.
That's it.
Let's start off with you, Claudio.
All right. Well, let's see. Angela, the new patron, got to shout her out. Got to
Nice.
shout out Rodrigo Pena. Also, just was a subscriber. So that you got to shout him out. Tooch, dude, I don't think I ever shouted you out for coming on. You've been working behind the scenes. And you do a good job, man. And now, obviously, with that song, bro, you're like amazing. You're taking over. Phil don't need to sing no more.
Phil is great, though. Phil's a great singer. Great singer.
And Edwin Lopez back in the chat, and Eugene Coke. You messaged me. Yeah, Coke. No, I think it's Coke. I don't think it's Coke. But,
Koch brothers. Koch.
All right.
Yeah,
and
Koch
then
brothers.
that's it. My wife and my kids. That's it.
Beautiful. Chris Jackle, the new father.
I'm going to start right there with the shout outs. Get the 3 little ones at home and a lovely wife. I got to give all the love and respect to that woman right now. Just had a Mother's Day where I think really all she wanted was a extremely long hot shower and some peace and quiet. So we tried to
give her a piece of your pizza.
Dude, she was like jalapenos. That was done on purpose, But yeah, just in all seriousness, it's really, thankful for the family. Shout out to them. Shout out to all you guys here and everybody in the chat, always sending out the love and positivity. And, the one thing I do like in that chat is when someone smokes out the troll, we put them on blast and we take care of them. So keep up the good work out there and bear down.
I love it. I love it. I'm going to go next because I fucking hate my internet company, and that's the reality of the truth. So I'm not going to wait to go last only because I don't know how to deal with this.
How much longer you've got?
Yeah, it's like a fucking sand. That sand thing that you turn.
Hourglass.
The hourglass. Thank you.
Like sand.
I'm going to shout out all of you
so
guys.
of our lives.
Like sands in the hourglass. I want to thank all you guys for coming out and joining us tonight in the chat. Was on fire. I have David Kaplan sends his love and respect. He'll be here next week. You have my word. I want to shout out Chris Zorich and everybody that helped out this week. Cherie, Chris Jackle, Tooch, Alex Acevedo, everyone to get this. Claudio, some clips and highlights. We put it together. That's what we do. Obviously, Shayne working really hard. It was nice to get a little bit of a break. I'm not going to lie to you. Those days off from cutting tape. Now I'm back to cutting tape.
Oh, weird, didn't it? A little bit.
It did. Now I'm back to dealing with the internet issue. I went through the whole draft, none. Then it's back. I fucking hate that. But anyway, I want to shout out my wife for supporting me in this venture on TTNL. And I can't thank all of you fans. And I got to shout out, where is he? My boy. Avon for calling out the troll. I love when people
had the trolls on blast.
He had the trolls on blast. He's keeping it 100, sharing the show.
Cam is right.
Cherie, you're the best. Definitely shout out Zorich. Shout out you, Cam. I'll see you guys on Saturday with X's with the O's. My boy Cal sharing his picture. I put it on my timeline. He took a picture of himself by the Justin Fields mural, and he tagged TTNL in it and put it on there, just representing us. Obviously, a lot of hard work, and my boy Cool Kennedy for all his work with the music. He was not involved at all with Tooch's song for the record.
It wasn't. It was all me. It was strictly for laughs.
I think he told you not to do it, actually. Right? Did he tell you not to do it?
I like to make people laugh.
No, it was...
Last shout out is to patron number 2, Jeff Burton, as he's popping up on the screen, for sending my son the autographed picture, card of David Montgomery that made my son Tate's day. And then he took that energy onto the field, and it was just that moment like I was a kid. You know, I lived it again. With me, it was Walter P. And for him, it's David and him jumping on his, doing the chest bump with his buddy saying, David Montgomery, baby. It was a great moment. So I want to thank you, Jeff, for doing that. Obviously, John Necrone is sending me something special. I want to shout him out. I know what he's doing. And Josh E. I think he's in the chat. Josh E. We tried to get him on the mock draft, but there he is. He's the title of the 100 crew. He gave birth to that name, and now you guys are all a part of it. So I want to thank you all for what you guys do, because we are family. It's not just saying that. It really means it. So yes, we are going to the Steelers-Bears game. We will be there. Probably be there Sunday, obviously. Stay the night and then go to the game, tailgate, do a show live or whatever beforehand. But I'm just speaking off the top of my head. Cars. You can go. Now I can shut up.
So first, I'd like to shout my wife, recovering from her surgery, doing well. So that's always big. If she's coming on to sass me, that tells me she's feeling better than normal. So I will take that. But kind of what everybody else said, it's always, it's hard to keep up all the time with the chat, but everybody's so interactive, so awesome. This is a lot of fun to do with all of that. Otherwise it's just me talking at Phil and Shayne, and after 20 years, they're tired of that already. So thank you guys so much for kind of making this so much fun and interaction, and really appreciate it.
Well said, my friend. Well said. Shayne, are you the last one, or is Tooch? Did Tooch go yet?
Tooch didn't go yet.
I haven't gone yet. Yep.
Tooch, go ahead, man. Yes.
Don't do it.
Well, congratulations.
Good. We need more of those. Actually begin here.
Congratulations, Jackal, on the baby.
Hey, that wasn't me.
No, see,
Shayne is so
whoever did that needs to go confess.
That was Phil.
That
was Phil.
I was right there.
Horrible.
I did not expect that at all.
Who saw that coming? Huh?
I want to thank everyone for letting me be a part of the family, and contributing. And we got lots of stuff coming up in the future. You guys are going to really enjoy shows, everything. And Chris Zorich was great.
Yes.
Wow. And I got to get some swag. I got a lot of swag from the old network, Shayne. I don't know what to do with it, though.
Burn it.
Burn it in Detroit.
Wipe your ass. Cut it up and wipe your ass with it.
Sell it back to them.
Save on toilet paper.
You burn it in Detroit. That's what
Trade it for gas. People are holding gas now.
Man, shout out for the great job you guys did on Draft Mob with the Justin Fields last weekend.
Oh, thanks,
great.
Man.
Fantastic.
Fun.
Top notch.
top shelf. Fuck the blog boys. Real quick. Go ahead, Shayne. Finish us off, as they say in the porn business.
Here comes the money shot. Here comes the money shot. But
Claudio's
the
the fluffer.
Claudio, we were just pants on. Beating it.
Leno is gone.
Before you even said it, Phil, I knew where you were going. I could just tell by your face.
I can't look at Shayne right now. The moment is too much. It is too much.
So yeah, we'll make the awkward transition to me shouting out family.
That's what makes
go
the
from
show
shooting
so
ropes to giving hugs. But anyways,
Do you shoot ropes?
no, not anymore. I'm too old for that, bro. I'm in my 40s.
It just
Yeah.
Oh, 39. Wait, I'm 39. I never heard that saying before. That's fucking awesome. Never heard that saying before. It's fucking great.
But no, shout out to, like I said, it's been a long 8 months here in the Marsaw house for dealing with the pregnancy and dealing with what she's been going through. I was talking to her. We were laying in bed the other day, and the baby was going crazy in her belly, and I'm like, I don't know how you fucking do it. I'm like, I don't like having a sliver in my body. I don't know how the fuck you're dealing with having a human being in there.
Right.
So, I'm one of those guys that, you have a cold and it's the end of the fucking world and all that shit. So mad props to Elo, everything that she's been going through. We got 29 days to go and hopefully get back to some normalcy after that, move past the pregnancy portion of it. And to get off of my family and speak of the Chicago Bears family, I want to shout out Tariq Cohen. Been a crazy few days for him.
Good call, Shane.
I never had a chance to have a brother. I had 2 older sisters, but obviously there's a special bond there. But even when it's a twin, Phil, I mean, you're living that life with your boys. I can't imagine going through something as tragic, and
that's crazy.
I don't know what all the details of what happened, but it seems like it was kind of senseless the way that it all unfolded and had such a tragic and unfortunate end. I know haven't been all huge fans of the way that Tariq has handled everything as a Chicago Bear, but man, my heart goes out to him, his family, and his niece and nephew that he's claiming responsibility for now, letting everybody know that he's going to be taking care of them. So, to turn it to football, maybe this is what spurs on Tariq Cohen, and a motivated Tariq Cohen on this football team could be a huge positive when you're adding another explosive guy in the backfield with Justin Fields and David Montgomery. But just away from football, man, our heart goes out to you, just as a human, and to everybody else in your family. The one that got me, he sent out a message on Twitter. It said we went from sandboxes to caskets, and I'm like, oh man, that's a heart wrencher right there. So shout out to you, Reek. All the best. Stay safe and stay healthy, and go out there and play with pride and do it for your brother.
Well said. I want to shout out everybody that's been praying for my cousin. On that note, he's at home. He's still on the monitor waiting for a heart transplant. It's a scary time. That's just the reality of family. So if you could continue to send that positive energy or whatever it is you do in your lives, I appreciate the love that you all have for this network and for my family, to your family. Everybody's going through something, and we're here. I know that I speak truthfully. You reach out to me in DMs. I try to help out anyway and help you through your day, whether you be at work or you be driving your truck or whatever it is you're doing, Shayne, Claudio, Cars, Jackle producing. Tonight you get to see more of Jackle than you've ever wanted to. And Tooch sang.
He did.
But anyway, what a great show. Next week, Emery Hunt and the Windy City Productions is going to come on talking with us. And then on Wednesday, that's Tuesday. And then Wednesday, David Kaplan, a special one-on-one with the Cap Man talking about the 180 Bears. The 180. And I was hoping to talk to this about Cap. I'll tease it for next week. Is Justin the drafting of Justin Fields, is that the best Chicago sports moment in the last 25 years? Your opinion matters. I know where I stand on it. We'll wait till next week. I know what Cap said, and he was dealing with a lot of trolls. So I wanted you to think on that. Respond in the chat.
Definitely not in the last 25 years. You can't go there.
Bulls
run.
Well, that
second.
Don't say
part
your
of
shit.
part of the conversation, guys.
Part of the conversation next week with David Kaplan, Justin Fields. There you go. Have a great night. I'm going to leave you with this. Either the Blog Boys song, Shayne, or Leno is Gone song. I think we got to go Leno is Gone. He signed with the Washington football team. Every time I see it, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
And you just do it because it fits perfectly. What the fuck are the fucking
$5 million?
There you go. $5 million. Bye,
Isn't it
Leno.
kind of lazy that they haven't taken care of that now? It's like 2 years now. They should have like some kind of mascot name or something. It's just...
Are they going to say it?
They just kind of
It's
told
gonna
them
be
to
the
avoid
Walruses.
Washington
The
Walruses.
Washington
Walruses.
There
There
you
you go.
There you go.
Send it out. Hashtag it
Walruses.
out. 100 crew. We love you.
Leno is gone. Thank God. Oh God. Leno is gone. Go have Chipotle, Charles. We gotta build the freaking lines. We gotta invest on the offensive line. It all starts up front. You heard my father say, there's nobody in this world I respect more when it comes to football and offensive line analysis than my dad. And he's like, there's just no way you could win with that guy.
Leno is gone, 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 Leno is gone. They moving on.
Block boys think he's agile, but he leans slow with no hand punch. I'm so glad that his time is up. He's only good if your team's up on Tecmo. His wife thinks she ghetto, but she tried to backpedal like Leno on that run play. 72 vacations on Sunday. Speed bumps push over like Hyundai. More lows on tape than AA. They cut him, I love him. Now 100 crew see me catching feeling. Sick of Leno stealing. I'm just high like Claudio and Leno. I'm dancing on the ceiling.
Leno is gone, 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 Leno is gone. They moving on. Yeah. Bye bye. Blog boys, they cry. Pace finally replaced Leno with Borm and Jenkins. Fuck PFF and they rankings. He wasn't great, he was okay. He let an edge rusher by like Olay, but he was soft like sorbet. He ain't wanna win, all he wanted was Chipotle. Extra meat guacamole. You can find him on the ground from the last play. Couldn't even keep his shoes laced. You be killer with a sad face. He should have been in last place. He was stealing money, no contact. Hope he saved his money from that contract. Not a Leno coach, don't know how to act. They cut Leno off the line, no slack. Leno is gone, 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 Leno is gone. They moving on.
You're showing the head coach there, and you're saying we're getting an attitude adjustment on the front offensive line, and we're going to come out and fill off with character up there and an attitude. And Charles he doesn't have it.